Hey, what's up? Are we good? Can you hear me? Check, check. Go ahead and head up the chat for me. If you can hear me, that'd be great. And then we'll start from there. Waiting for the homies to show up. Mm-mm-mm. See if this works. Anybody? Anybody? I need some feedback, please. All good. Awesome. I'll wait for a little bit more to show up. Then I'm gonna there we go. Now we got some people coming in. Great. All right. What I need you guys to, hi James. Oh, hi Joey. Oh, I can hear myself. Sorry. What I need you guys to do is when I tell you I'm going to take an Instagram story of the chat and I want you all to say hello and come join. So let me know when you guys are ready. And hi Jonathan. All right. We ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Run away. Hey, live on chat or on stream. Come hang out with us. There's all the homies. Here they all come in. Let's go. Thanks, guys. All right. Just the usual influencer BS, gotta share in my socials and make the best of it. Am I right? Please hold. I'm in the zone. I'm sorry. I promise I'm not ignoring anyone. You know that's not in my character. Bam. All right, there's the gram. There's the X or the tweets, and then the Facebook, and then we're good. And then we're good. Boom. Okay, we're here. We here. We out here. How is everybody's week so far? I am being influenced. Gotta be good influencer. Yeah, everybody have a good week. 3 valve. I don't know about that. I had one, I can say so. To be fair, I ran 13s in mine, and it was bolt-ons. It wasn't too bad. Right. This actually gives me a good idea of how much stream delay there is too when I ask you. When can we expect the 93 cover video? This month for sure. Hey Ron, I did shave, so it's a farce. If I shave or I let it grow out and I look like crap and I shave, it's like wow, the lumberjack has youth. So you know how it goes, man. Miss you too, man. Let's see here. I'm reading everybody's work week. Seemed like everybody had a decent week. That's good. Hello. So here's the thing. The first thing I want to get something very loud to start it up outside of the office. Oh, it's a motorcycle. Okay. So here's the thing. I would definitely say I'm excited because I said this last stream, but we're officially doing Cosmic Drift again. So if you're watching and you would like to come to Cosmic Drift, definitely save the date because the tickets are actually on sale now and they're in the description of this stream. So let me know if you have any issues with it. It should work. But it is October 26th. So it'll be October 26th. It's months in advance. So I'd love you guys to come and go from there. Because last year was a huge, huge hit. I was so excited about it. It was great. The Cosmic Drift. I'll probably say it again once more people join the stream. But I'd love all of you guys to be there. It's going to be a Caffeine Octane Linear Raceway once again. It's across from Road Atlanta. So just want to get that out there. What are the rumors of HB Tuners having the 24 Mustang ECU correct? I don't know. I have not heard that. I have not heard that, you know. Yeah, Ron, just go ahead and text me. Same with you, Joey. I'd love to see you. I actually do not have a sim rig, but I'm currently possibly working with somebody to get a sim rig. It's just very expensive, even with a discount, to have like a decent one. So that's what I'm waiting for, and I might have to sell. I might have to sell a car for it. So there's that. But you know, it's one of those things. Side note, you know what's really interesting was the past week or so when I made those videos and me just sitting in this office, those videos had like some of the highest engagement I've ever done, which I think is so funny because all I did was sit in my office, and I might just keep doing that and make more videos like that. I just need more saucy topics, right? Need the saucy topics to do that. Okay. Oh, my stream thing didn't upload. I'm sorry about that. No, nobody has tried to buy the Teggy yet. They want to lowball me just like everybody else on Marketplace. Yeah, the algorithm is an enigma. It really is. The S650 recalls. Here, one second. Oh, hi, Dynasty. I thought that was you. I just had to double check it was that Dynasty. Hope you've been well, buddy. Um, no, yeah, the 650 recalls, I don't really know too much about, to be honest, because I've been actually thinking about doing a 650. But that's why usually you don't buy the first year of a car, right? You always kind of wait till they iron out those saucy kinks, and then it's good, right? Or for the most part, it'll be good. Or there's less recalls. Am I right? So we're gonna do. That's my plan if I end up doing that. So that's how I kind of see it. Yeah, Jonathan, I know, buddy. I know. My truck has bad cam phasers, so that's fun. So it has a good old rattle every time you start it, or the cold start. So that's like a $5,000 fix. And so I'm kind of just praying it doesn't break in the meantime. So we'll see. Hopefully, I can keep using it. Oh man, Wacky Wednesday. I used to go to Wacky Wednesday every Wednesday when I lived there, and I loved it. Oh, Sub Zero is gone, man. It's long gone. It got totaled out, and somebody else bought it on Copart. Believe it or not, no idea who did, but that's down the grapevine. Somebody did, but it was. I didn't have the time, money, or ability to fix it. It was just not worth it to me. Mod it. I'm assuming you're talking about 650. Yeah, if I were to do a S650, I would probably go to RTR. It's probably where I would go, and just do one of their packages and be happy, you know. Uh, but that's only if like I could really justify it, because right now financially, I really got to be smart. Just got a lot going on in my life financially that I need to sort out. So that's what a lot of people behind closed doors on YouTube will not tell you. Um, to where, you know, if your views go like this, you have to be careful with your money. If your views are always up here, then you're doing really good and you don't really have to worry about money too much. But ad rates have gone down for me, CPM has gone down. So I just need to be a little more strategic, if that makes sense. Let's see. Matt Armstrong. Yeah, I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, the replacement or whatever, because you have to think this. So I still have to fix the Hellcat Magnum. I still have to fix my drift coupe. I still have to fix my JZ car. I still have to fix. I still have to maintain the Integra. Still have to fix the EG hatch is diff. It still won't work for some reason. Still have to fix Smurf. So the only two reliable cars I have right now are the Miata, which I've been daily driving. That's the video I put out yesterday. And then the truck has bad cam phasers, so it's a ticking time bomb. So the Miata is winning right now. So it's been tough with that. Yeah, I have a lot on my plate. That's why I've been very much so. Hi, Zach. That's why I very much so have been kind of biding my time and waiting until I have a little bit more stability. You know, how is the YouTube money doing you? Because I do YouTube, they say it's not as great unless you're big. Yeah, no, it all depends on viewership. Subscribers mean, when it comes to financially, mean nothing. Because when you go to the homepage of YouTube, it's your recommended tab. It's not your sub tab. Back in the day, it was your subscription tab as soon as you came in. So the sub number mattered more, because when somebody opened YouTube, they go, "Oh, the person I'm subscribed to posted a new video." So if your video does, or my videos, this is how mine goes, right? If my video does bad in the first 30 minutes to an hour, it's done. It does not get any more viewership. It gets buried by the algorithm and they stop putting it in the recommended tab. So if you don't have viewership, then you're not making any money. So, like, let's take the Miata video yesterday. That video is doing really, really bad for my scale, right? But it's not going to make anything. I basically made the video, edited the video, put it out. And since it's not into the recommended tab anymore, for the most part, it's not going to make any money for the most part. It maybe make like 90 bucks or something. But that's not enough to run a business. So you have to be much, much more in tune with what people like and don't like, or what the algorithm likes or doesn't like. So I do take big risks creatively, but it does come at a huge financial cost. But if I just made the same thing over and over again, I would go crazy. So that's why I take the risk, right? So it is. Yeah, so if you were to click the notification faster and if you let it play for even like 10 seconds or more, yeah, it would throw that video hypothetically into the algorithm, because it's that sense of urgency that the algorithm goes, "Whoa, people like this. People like this." So the algorithm goes, "Oh, so let's shoot it out to more people." So for I know I'm doing this crazy inside baseball talk right now, but I'll be done with it pretty soon. But let's take the Miata video. So the Miata video, so I have 1 million subscribers, right? This video was only sent out 200,000 times, 272,000 times. So when somebody has 1 million subscribers, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter, right? So if it doesn't get in that recommended tab, it's done. So it's sad, but it's just a fact of life. Because if you don't get that click through rate in that first hour, it just doesn't go. Yeah, yeah. There's a very, very fine line between what you want to make creatively and what uh, you have to do to survive. And that's kind of like why I made that video about the big, big, big car channels. There might be videos that people are tired of on those channels, right? But they do it because they need to do it, right? That's why. Oh, the first super chat of the night. Thank you so much, Manta Gaming. Hello, David. Have you ever heard of a Opal Manta? What are your thoughts? I've heard of Opal, but I have not. I do not know about the Manta, so please hold. I will do it right now for you, buddy. Once again, thank you for the super chat. By the way, while I'm looking this up, if you do a super chat, and this isn't me freaking simping or anything, sorry, but if you do a super chat, I'm going to spend much more time on the question, and I'm also going to mention you right off the bat. So, because the super chats do financially help me a lot when it comes to kind of meeting in the middle if I have flops in the week. So I appreciate it. It's like Patreon basically. So thank you. All right, Opal Manta. Okay, this thing looks pretty cool. Is it? If I have it right, it's this kind of old school looking car. Oh, there's also the Opel Manta GT. So let me see here. Blah, 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 blah. I think it's pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. I like the old one. Oh yeah, that's a good looking car. That's a good looking car. I think it's really neat. I would drive one of those. That's really neat. I'm looking at the newer version as well, the one that is in your profile pic. And yeah, I like the fastback design of it. I really like the wing on the back. I like, yeah, I think it's cool, man. The shape of it is really unique. The stance of it almost has like almost like a built-in wide body in a way. It's kind of neat. If I go to Europe anytime soon, I'll try to hunt one of those down. Be cool. It's pretty sweet. Okay, so um, once again, Manta Gaming, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, what's up, dude? Karashi, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. What's up? Always good to have you here. Always great to see you. And it's always great because seeing the same faces come to the streams all the time is really, really neat. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. Oh my God, Brandon, thank you so much. Freaking basically $20. Get yourself a Red Bull. Have a good weekend, man. Oh, it's that Red Bull inflation, man. Those 19. Wait, actually, believe it or not, got a story for you guys. So I was in Monaco with Rob Ferretti from Super Speeders, and I'm walking the course. I'm walking the F1 racetrack around town just to kind of see, the famous tunnel, where Senna like blew through it on his run and everything. I'm walking through the tunnel and I'm like, Monaco is the most out of place I've ever been, right? It's super high dollar, super bougie. There's really no such thing as like a convenience store, right? So I'm just walking around to find something. And I'm like, I need a Red Bull. I need something. The Red Bull that I found finally at a store was $14. So he's not far off on that super chat. Not far off. And my man's saving the day. And he's got that number 5. He's a real MVP, dude. Yeah, pretty crazy. Oh, for all my new viewers who just came in, if you remember that event I did called Cosmic Drift, it's happening October 26th. Tickets are in the description below. It's amazing. It's Rainbow Road. Come hang out with us months in advance. Love to have you guys. Okay, let's keep going. Dave, we're going to see you in any racing series this year? Probably not, because the Radical Series 1, the video did really, really bad, and I feel absolutely terrible. And 2, they actually bought me that seat. They actually paid for me to race in that race. And it's like $2,000 to race or so. So I don't really have that disposable income to just do that over and over again. But it is my favorite racing thing I've ever done in my life, and I feel so blessed I got to do that. It was a once in a lifetime. What that first I won, which is crazy. 2, it was once in a lifetime. Logan, thank you so much for the super chat, man. $9.99. Have you? Bleh, excuse me. Have you ever seen they make a Camden supercharger for the FCRX7 that uses a Holly carb? If you ever find one to film, that'd be cool to see. What? I gotta look this up. Hold on. Camden supercharger FCRX7. Oh, okay. So it's like a what? That is super weird. That is wild. I don't. Yeah, I've never thought about a blower on a rotary. That is super cool. It's $22,995 to hear a whine and a rotary at the same time. That would be a unique experience for sure. I think the rotary engine has such a unique sound, but hearing a blower on top of it would be like, is my brain working? Am I is my brain firing the neurons correctly? Because that would definitely be a really unique experience. But yeah, Logan, thanks for that question. That's a really cool question. And um, yeah, revving to like 10,000 RPM and hearing a blower, that'd be really, really neat. What a cool setup. Okay, Mike M, thank you so much for the super chat. Your thoughts on Porsche going away from gas powered cars by 2030? By the way, love your stuff, man. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. So here's the thing. I'm a little cynical about these announcements because if you guys might remember, I think like 10 years ago, Europe said they were going to get rid of like all combustion cars by 2030. I think it was like in 2015. And I called big fat baloney on that. I was like, there is no way. There's no way to get the infrastructure. There's no way to replace all the gasoline cars. EVs are so hard to maintain, recycle, et cetera, et cetera. Porsche, I think, is going to make the same mistakes all these other manufacturers are doing by, tinfoil hat, the government telling them, going, hey, you have to go EV. And they go, well, fine, we'll go EV. And then they put all their chips into it, spend billions of dollars, and then realize, oh, this isn't as lucrative as we thought. We still have to get all this material from unknown sources, if you know what I'm saying. They get it over, and then they go, okay, this stuff's really expensive. The manufacturing is very complicated. A lot of people don't really think about this. Tesla did really master the mass manufacturing of EVs. We cannot deny that, but it's extraordinarily expensive. And I think Toyota and everybody else are like, this just isn't it. They're like, we got to pull back on this and really focus on hybrid technology or anything like that. Because, in my opinion, we should have gone from extreme hybridization to really find what the next thing was. We fill in the gap with combustion, like Skyactiv. Mazda Skyactiv uses super high compression engines, and it has less emissions than the basically, and it is, excuse me, a Skyactiv Mazda allegedly has less emissions than building one Tesla in its entire life cycle. So it's this yin and yang you got to figure out. So, Mike, I really don't see them sticking with it personally. If they do, I'll be absolutely shocked. I'll be absolutely shocked. So, good question, Mike. Big Panda Smith, $1. Thank you so much. Every little bit counts, man. Thank you so much. And it's blue. MVP right there. Oh, and it's his first super chat ever, just like Logan. Thank you, Logan. And appreciate that, guys. It's awesome. All right. Let's keep going. Finding these next ones. Manta Gaming, once again. The Opel Manta is really rare. I'm assuming you mean rare, and that's okay. And they don't make them anymore. My dad had one. He had a GTE. They made them for Group B. All right, let me take a gander at this Group B. Opel Manta. Oh, that thing's sweet. That thing is really cool. Yeah, I know a little bit about Opel, being a dumb American sometimes. We don't really focus on the brands that we have, or we don't have, excuse me. But that thing's sweet. Everybody, if you're watching, look up the Opel Manta Group B in Google, and it's really neat. Really cool stuff. Thank you once again for that. Okay, that dude Slim. In all your years of doing YouTube, no one has offered you a Subaru Forester SG for you to review. Okay, first of all, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And at the same time, that dude, believe it or not, I have. However, they've all broken. So I should be driving one in August. I should be flying up to Ohio to go film one. Because I'm finding a whole bunch of weird cars to film this year. I'm going to Ohio to film a 4B11 Evo 10 engine. If you don't know what that is, it's the Evo 10, the 4-banger turbo, in a Miata. So I'm going to be filming that one. I think the Forester, and a few other really weird cars. So I'm going to do my very best to get that done for you, Mr. Slim. Thank you once again for that. Chi-Town Bulls 5, thank you so much for the super chat. Best sounding aftermarket muffler for my Silverado. I'm going to go with MagnaFlow. It's a safe choice. They do a bunch of R&D, and if you go back to my factory tour video, which no one watched, but I'm not offended. If you go back to it, you see how they make their stuff. It's really incredible, really high quality material. I'm a MagnaFlow guy now. I think their stuff is the perfect balance between loud and not drony. So I would go MagnaFlow. So thank you so much for that, Mr. Chi-Town. Appreciate it, man. Vision Media. Thank you, Joey. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. No question. This is just for the sim rig fun so we can get some drift practice in. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be really, really cool. And I've actually been practicing on sim here in Atlanta, in a town called Duluth. It's outside of Atlanta, excuse me. And it's really cool. It's called Torque Motorsports, and it's like a sim arcade. So you go in and you get to play on like really nice sims with all your friends, and you basically LAN party on Assetto Corsa. So you can get some really good practice in on the cheap. So I literally go to Torque Motorsports, pay like $15 and get seat time. It's amazing, right? And they're like $10,000 sims, which is what I'm saving up for. So it's really cool. Big Panda Smith, thank you so much once again, dude. Broski, no 4.6, no 5.44 valve. The 4.6, I've owned two of them. If that's what you're meaning, I own two 4.6 Mustang GTs, and then a 5.4 liter. My brain goes straight to the Ford Lightning and also the 2011 GT 500. That's like where my brain kind of goes. So I have filmed both of those cars as well. Some people actually put the 5.8 liter blower from the 2013-14 onto those, and that's been really cool. Back in the day, I raced one in Smurf, and we were door to door until the top of fourth gear. I was really proud of that one. NA Coyote taking it on back in 2014. That video is up a long time ago. It was the Kentucky road trip I did, 2014, long time ago. Oh my God, Ryan Hatter's in here. Long time no talk. All right, give my voice a break. And hi Alejandra. I'm gonna give my voice a break, and then I'm going to wait for that next kabing, next super chat, because it's only fair. I did get my AC fixed. Thank God. Oh, for those who don't know, my last live stream I did in 93-degree weather in this office, and I looked like crap, dude. I was holding on. It was worth it though. It was worth. Oh yeah, the 2007 as well. I think my brain went to the 5.4 for the 2011 because that was like the last gen they used the 5.4, right? So they did that, and then they went to the 5.8. Ryan Radwood, thank you so much for the super chat. Tips for a growing creator. Recently partnered with Napa and Dorman Canada and would like to improve. Okay, so crash course about YouTube. Buckle up. So I call it the three major rules, in my opinion. Quality, make sure your stuff is easy to watch. I don't think people care about your stuff looking pretty anymore. Like, that's the scene that I come from, is the artsy fartsy film side. Just make sure the quality is good. The visuals are decent, but also your audio is good. You have to have good audio. So audio, video. Make sure your edit is good too. So that all goes into quality. Make sure you're easy to hear. 2 is quantity. Quantity is the amount of content you're putting out. I recommend starting with once a week. If you can't do once a week, then once every 2 weeks. But the sweet spot seems to be 2 to 3 videos a week. That seems to be the sweet spot. But if you're saving that time and effort, just really improve on one good video rather than 3 mediocre ones. That's how I look at it. And then 3 is the experimentation. If you have videos that are doing bad and they just don't ever do good, you need to change. You need to do a different topic. You need to do a different way of filming. You need to do something different to really see the difference. And then whatever works for you that first time to really get you off the ground, you lean into it until it doesn't work anymore. You don't want to get trapped in a box where you make one type of content and then you go, oh crap, this is the only thing that works for me. And my best example is like a gamer. You ever notice on Twitch where if somebody's really good at, like, let's say they're really good at Warzone, right? They're really good at Call of Duty. Well, say they want to play something else. Say they want to play, I don't know, let's say they want to play PUBG or something. Guess what? Their audience probably isn't going to show up unless they really love them. So they just trap themselves in that Call of Duty box, right? They're like, crap, I can only stream this to be successful. So that's how I look at it. You want to find the thing that works for you, lean into it, and then see where your audience kind of loses interest in that, and then move on to the next thing. Easier said than done, but that's probably my best advice to start out with. Just don't give up. Just keep doing it until you have something. All right, that was a long one, but thank you. Suzuki, thank you so much for the, by the way, any other super chats that happen, I will get to them. I promise. I'm not going to ignore them, no matter how many come in. All right. Suzuki, are you into motorcycles? Also, have you heard of the Suzuki RE5, a rotary motorcycle? I'm going to look it up. Suzuki RE5. I've heard rumors about this, but I have not seen it. And whoa, that thing is sweet. That's not what I imagined. I actually imagined more of a sport bike, but that thing is sweet. It's like a cruiser, kind of, it looks comfortable to ride. He's really neat. That is cool. Oh, I even got a diagram I'm looking at of the rotary. That's really cool. But to answer your question, Suzuki, about motorcycles, I'm actually very, very dumb when it comes to motorcycles. I only know the very basics of them, like the R1, the R6, the Gixxer, the Hayabusa, the Kawasaki H2, the Ninja. Like those are the main ones I know. But I actually don't ride motorcycles because one, a bunch of my friends have had really awful accidents on them that weren't their fault. One was their fault because he was being an idiot, but the rest of them, they get hurt. And I know I would get carried away too. So that's why I don't ride them, and I need to drive. So I can't really risk it. That's how I kind of see it. But I totally get the appeal. It's not that I don't get it, completely get it. But yeah, the vulnerability, especially in Georgia, the drivers here are terrible and people get really hurt on them here. So thank you so much for the super chat though. Big Panda Smith, he's back again, baby. Now I was talking about the Cobra R. Oh, and Lincoln in a 4-valve. Got it. Okay. Well, yeah, I drove the Mercury Marauder, which is similar, I believe. It's the 4-valve 4.6. So that was a really cool thing to drive. I don't know if yes, I did. I have driven those Lincolns. Yes. I've never driven the Cobra R. That's probably the only Mustang I've never driven, other than some crazy collector one. But yeah, I've always wanted to drive the Cobra R. Rob Ferretti used to have one, and he ended up, I don't know if he still has it, actually. I'll have to ask him, because that would be a fun video. I'd love to drive that, because it's pre-Terminator. That's what's so weird about the Cobra R, is that it's pre-Terminator, and it's still very quick for the time. And it's just a cool-looking car. If you ever get curious about a Cobra R and like driving it long distance, Rob Ferretti did bull run in it, and the front lip was taking so much downforce that it was ripping off on the highway. Crazy. Really cool stuff. But thank you, Big Panda. Okay, Slip, thank you so much for the super chat with the 10. Let's go. Just got an 89 R32 Skyline GTS 4. What are your thoughts on the GTS 4 Skylines? Love the content. Your videos definitely motivate me to work on cars. I'm glad that I'm able to help in some way on that, because it is not easy to get motivated working on cars. So yeah, I like them personally. I think they're really, really cool. The GTS Ts, in my opinion, are underrated. I know yours is the GTS 4, but this kind of maybe side tangent. But I like the GTS 4s. I think they're really unique in the lineup. And GTS 4. And yeah, you just don't see them that often. And oh yeah, how about that? Japanese Classics is selling one right now. I just saw that. Oh no, they sold it. Wow, for 11 grand. That's a steal for a Skyline, man. Absolute steal. But yeah, the Skylines I think will always have people's hearts. Pretty sure they'll always have people's hearts no matter what trim they're in. But yeah, I filmed a gorgeous Skyline recently that will be out probably this month. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you, Slip. Manta, he's back again, ladies and gentlemen, with that super chat. I don't like the new Opel Manta being eco-friendly. The Group B Manta 400 was a fire-breathing monster. You know, it's kind of like the Audi Quattro, the Group B Audi Quattro. That thing is stolen my heart when it comes to car history. I think it's one of the best sounding race cars ever done, and I'm sure the Manta was the same way. Oh, speaking of, what do you guys think about that Ford Caprice that just came out for Europe? I don't understand why companies are doing this. They see the backlash. I just don't get it. I don't understand their motivation towards it. I get it. They want to sell. I get it. They want to sell SUVs, but name it something different. Stop using these old names. Like, it's so bizarre to me. You know? It's so weird. The Mach-E, to be fair, shouldn't have been called the Mustang. I think the Mach-E is a good name. I think it's a great name. Just take away the Mustang part. And I actually drove Von Gittin Jr.'s Mach-E. It was not the crazy one, not the 1400 one. I drove his normal daily driver one. They did like an RTR prototype on it. It was a nice car. Got me from A to B, and I really liked it. It was great. And if they had just sold it as the Mach-E, tons of people would have bought it. I think tons of people would have. But the Mustang thing just turned people off, you know, and I totally get it. And I remember when I went to the press event for the unveil and they told me about it, and I was like, I get what you're trying to do, but the masses are not. They're not going to get it. And they were like, huh? And they just did not. They were not a fan. But everything else Ford is doing, chef's kiss. Love it. I love what they're doing. Oh, also, on this stream, I have a question for y'all, and that is essentially, you know, the content I did the other day about the takeover and the big car YouTube channel one. I would like to do more of that format, because you guys seem to like it, but I definitely need more saucy topics. So if there's anything you'd like me to kind of just do a simple breakdown of, that would be fantastic. That would really help me out. G Burris is back. Here he is again. Thank you so much for the super chat. So nice of you. Hey, David, been watching your vids for over a decade. Anyway, time to spam your stream yet again. I'll take it. I'll absolutely take it. You are the man. Absolutely. James is like, I'll give you all my hot takes. Oh, Richard Wilson, good news for you. 2 weeks from now, I will be finally driving a GT40. I am so hype. So freaking hype. So excited. So excited. And it's a big block. That's what's even better, dude. So excited. Jeff Napier, thank you for the super chat. Not even a comment. Thank you, Jeff. I really appreciate that. That's almost more flattering. People are just like, here you go, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Honestly, it's pretty amazing, like, how awesome you guys are in this stream. I mean, everybody. That's why I do these for so long. I just really enjoy them. Slip, back again, bro. Thank you so much. You're right. And not in seeing the GTS4 much. I always have to explain what it is to people who talk to me about it. Nobody ever believes it's an RB20 DET all-wheel drive. Yes, that's the first thing my brain went to. When you said it was the GTS4, my brain went to, wait, is it the RB20? Is it RB20? And then I was like, yep, it's the RB21. That's what I did my little clicking and clacking on my laptop. I was like, is it RB20? I just wanted to confirm it, that I had the right one in my brain. Oh, here comes some more. Rob Durant, did you mention Ion Smurf had a fuel issue? So here's the deal with Smurf. It throws a code that I simply cannot figure out. And it's something to do with, what is it? fuel level. No, 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 not fuel level. It's like something to do with voltage. Um, I have a picture of it, but it's a voltage issue, and the car runs and drives, but there's something underlying that I need to figure out, and it's been very, very frustrating. I personally think it's something to do with the booster pump, but that's just a guess of mine. My last resort is to just put a whole fuel system in it and see if it changes and get a retune. Just see what happens. But thank you, Rob. Joey, why are you being so nice to me, bro? Thank you. Hot take episode: professional drift event critiques. FD Drift Masters D1, from the cars to judging and production. Anyway, more for the simple. You know, probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. Let me make some notes, my friends, and I will do this. Drift event judging. Okay. The subscriptions, car company subscriptions. Now that I can annihilate. I would love to talk about that one. Ever coming to California for some car reviews? Yes. I go there quite often, believe it or not, about twice a year. And guys, by the way, before I get to the next super chats, if I am reviewing cars in a distant land from where I live, I always announce it on social media. So just follow my Instagram, follow everything else, and I will say, hey, I'm going to be here between this date and this date. In fact, I'll do this right now. I'm going to be in Denver between the 19th and the 22nd. So if you live in Denver or somewhere around Denver and you have a car you'd like me to film and you think is really cool and I've never filmed before, email thatdudeandblue@gmail.com. So there you go. Move on to the next super chats. All right, G. Burris. Thank you again. Here he goes again. Are there any cars that are weird from the factory that you just haven't been able to find a review of yet? Weird cars. Weird cars. I would like to review that Fisker car that was so bad. You know, the one that that a lot of people review and they said it was like the worst car they've ever reviewed. I would like to do that. I would like to review that. I'm trying to think of something else. I would review the new Capri, just to be like, what happened? The weird car seems to be my biggest forte, right? I seem to really get a lot of response from you guys where I find something weird but cool at the same time. And those are my favorite things to film. I've never filmed a Caliper SRT4. I've never found one of those. They've always been too far away. Some guys in Canada offered me, but it was, I got to get to Canada. But yeah, a few other cars at the top of my head. But I've been so blessed with so many amazing people to come to me or I go to them that there's a Tercel down in Florida that offered me to let me drive it down in Florida. I would like to do that pretty soon. That'd be cool. It makes like 380 horsepower or something. Pretty cool. But thank you, G. Burris. Steven, 11th Gen Civic SI review. Yeah, I guess I haven't done the Gen 11. I'm trying to remember which. Oh, it's that one. Okay, yeah, I've done the Type R, but I have not done the SI. But I've heard great things about the SI. But yeah, I would definitely be down to do a Gen 11. I'm doing a Accord on Sunday, and I'm also doing a 22B clone on Sunday, a Subaru. I know I've driven effing every Subaru to ever exist, but this one's different, so that's good. SVT Junkie, thank you so much. Terminated your eardrums. Yeah, it's so funny how like that quote has stood for 10 years. Like it was just so funny because that video, I was like in a burning hot Cobra without the AC on. I go under that. I just randomly said that, and I should have made that a T-shirt right on the spot. I'd probably be good. Yeah, but I'm thinking about. I would definitely do design that way. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, thank you, SVT Junkie. I really appreciate that. Manta Gaming, once again, thank you, dude. You're on a roll today. Last one, wish I was born when the Manta was first made and when Group B was around. Yeah, I will say, though, I'm really glad that World Rally Car hasn't lost the spirit, in my opinion, of Group B. The cars are actually faster, which is pretty hard to believe because of their traction control and everything else. But yeah, that Group B footage just there's something about vintage Group B footage that I can't describe. It's like that hardcore film in the aesthetic of it and how rowdy it is and how the crowd's in the way. There's something about a fire-breathing Group B car and the danger of it, right? It's like watching old F1. You're like, there's something about it, right? Jeff Napier, thank you so much, man. Dude, please come to LS Fest East in September. The Drift Carlo is entered in drifting. Oh, sweet, dude. Great to hear from you again, Jeff. And I promise I'll have your video out soon. For everybody watching, they have something called the Drift Carlo, and it's a Monte Carlo drift car. It's an old Monte Carlo drift car. It's super cool. And they were nice enough to just let me take some laps in it. I was super easy on the car. And it was funny. They were like, you could have been harder on it. But I always start with mechanical sympathy and then go from there. So if I have more seat time in that car ever again, then I will do what they want me to do. But the car is so freaking cool. It's so cool. So if you want to see, if you want to, I'm going to make the full video on it, but I'm very excited about that. Randy Osborne, thank you for the super chat. Shopping. Oh, here's this question, man. Shopping for my first sports car, 30 to 40K. That's a good budget. It's a really good budget. Z, GR86, R32, Evo. I plan on keeping my G35 sedan automatic. That's basically stock as my daily. Good choice. I'm just outside Chattanooga in an apartment. It does have a garage. Okay, so you seem pretty set up, Randy, to have some success. So you have a daily. You have all this thing going for you. So I'll do a quick rundown. If the Z is a 350 or 370Z, then it's pretty low risk, in my opinion. Parts are very, very, very available. The new Z, in my opinion, is too expensive for the money. It doesn't come standard with the LSD unless you get the newest version, or sorry, the most expensive version. And I don't think it drives as well as the Mark V Super Manual. And by the time you get to the Z that's really good, you're paying more, if not the same, as the Mark V Super Manual. And I know people are like, it's a BMW, blah, blah, blah. It's that good. The manual is so much better. It feels like a Toyota, way more. The GR86 is arguably my favorite modern car out today. If I didn't have all my projects, I would own a GR86 without a doubt. I have drifted them for over 9 hours at events twice. I have done road racing in them. I have done daily driving in them. Like, I love that car. It is so much more superior than the last one in every way. The R32, the only thing I'll tell you about both of these, R32 and Evo, they're money pits, both of them. Don't let anybody lie to you. So just be ready to be fixing things or sourcing parts from faraway places for the Skyline, if you mean a Skyline and not an R32 VW. But just be ready to have to import some parts and do all these things. It's going to be a lot more work. The 32 will probably be the most, I don't know if it'll be the most work. The Evo, if you leave it stock, which I know you won't, you're going to have problems. It's just part of the culture with Evos. They're phenomenal when they drive right. I love Evos. People think I'm an Evo hater. I'm not. I would own an Evo over a Subaru, believe it or not. But it's a money pit. All of the ones I've ever driven had like 50 to 100 grand in them. And that's the truth. So the lowest risk, in my opinion, is the GR86, followed by a Z. And then R32, you don't know where it's coming from in Japan, and you don't know what the condition is. Scary. And then the Evo, you're going to spend money. So there you go. That's my opinion. All right. Do. Sorry, guys. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. I promise I'm not ignoring you. Bro, it feels so weird not having a beard, but I feel so young and youthful. So maybe I'll stick with this for a while. Who knows? The problem is my beard is like, it like grows in a weird way right here. Somebody just mentioned Misha. Misha's super talented. And what's funny is before he like exploded on YouTube, I actually met him and never realized it. In 2017 or 20, I think it was 2017. I went to the Nürburgring, and he was one of the instructors of the Nürburgring school that I did that day. So hilarious. Just funny how that works out. He's actually in the background of the video. I went back and I was like, holy crap, it's Misha. Like it just went right over my head. Pretty cool. Savage Master, thank you so much. That's a hell of a name, Savage Master. Thank you so much for the super chat. I have a full bolt-on Focus RS in Denver for you, but I don't know. You've already done a big Turbo RS. Are you going to do any meets or anything while you're here? I haven't really organized a meet per se, but if you gather a whole bunch of cool cars, like with all your buddies and stuff, I'm down. I'm down to do like a little meetup. I'm not familiar with the area, so just shoot me an email, ThatDudeinBlue at Gmail, and then maybe we can organize something. If you have some other cool cars and everything else, and it'd be fun. Be a good time just to hang out or something. Kong, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, dude. If you want your car reviewed by you, how do they start the process? What is the vetting process? All right, buddy, no problem. So first, you email me. It's thatdudeandblue at gmail.com. I rarely have the time to check all my Instagram DMs, so I apologize if you guys do that. So email me, and here's what I look for. So one, have I done it before? That's number one. Have I done the car before? And if I haven't done it before, or if I have, excuse me, if I have done it before, is it visually and performance wise different enough to justify a 10-minute plus video? Two is how far away is it? And typically, if you're like a state or so away, I'll ask you to come to me. And we'll go hang out in the mountains and go film in the mountains. And it's a fun day. Third is essentially, is it safe? Is the car safe? Is it reliable? And you send me photos. You have to send me photos. I'll probably not reply if you don't send me photos. Because that makes me just go click and go, no, I can't trust it. And I just move on. But yeah, if I haven't done it, have I done it? What's different about it? It needs to be drastically different. It can't just be like, you know what I mean? Like, perfect example. I had several people send me the same car one time, and their only difference was the brand of their cold air intake. Now, how am I going to talk about that for 10 to 15 minutes, right? You just can't. And that's not in a mean way. It's just how it is, you know? But I hope that answered your question, Kong. I really hope it did. And just let me know. Hellcat swapped S13. Yeah, that's what I should have done. It's a lot smaller of an engine. People don't realize, but I love my Coyote. But the Coyote swap S13 that I have, my steering is still messed up. I'm still finding the solution to get from the column to the rack efficiently without having to use a million joints. So I might have to make custom headers or something, which I'm not looking forward to because it costs like $4,000. So that's my last resort on that car to get that thing going again. By the way, if you live far away, don't not email me, because what that does is that it puts your email, in there almost as storage. So like if I am going to, let's say I'm going to, I don't know, LA. Easy example. I'll go through my email history and type in car review LA, especially if you put in your subject title car review in LA or whatever city you live in. If I just so happen to be visiting that city sometime soon, I will go to my emails and its history and go, oh yeah, this guy emailed me. Maybe I'll hit him up again. And so that happens a lot. All right. If you're ever in NorCal, would you do K20s? Oh yeah, that sounds dope. That sounds really cool. I'm in Georgia. I'm right outside of Atlanta. Any other plans for the Miata? As in filming it, probably not. It just doesn't do well video-wise, so it's more so going to be a personal project. At the same time, by the way, not to be like completely like trying to sell things on here, but I have a full-blown NA Miata KBD kit that's brand new, and we decided to go with something else. So if you'd like a KBD kit and you want to come grab it from me, just email me and I'll sell it to you. I'll sell it for basically retail or a little bit below retail. So side note. All right. Kong, dang, I wish I lived closer. I wanted you to read my supercharged or H6 USDM 2009. That sounds really cool, Kong, man. Just email me anyway. Just tell me where you're from. Send me some photos, all that stuff. Send it. Don't worry about it, man. I'm telling you. It's all good. And thank you for the super chat. You can email me, man. If you're super chatting me, email me. I don't care. You got it. G Burris, again, man, this guy is about it. If you make a futuristic concept car, what features would it have and what would you call it? That is an awesome question. Okay. If I made a futuristic concept car, okay. I'm going to tell you what, I would take the Mustang GTD, which is incredible, which, by the way, I actually got to see how they were built in person. I went to Multimatic and toured Multimatic, and I couldn't film inside because it was so secretive. And oh my God, it's so much better than I even realized, like how cool those things are. I got to see the GT3 cars built and the GT4 cars built. Anyway, I would take the GTD chassis, and I would put, and this is like unlimited budget. I would take that chassis, then I would put a Koenigsegg 5-liter twin turbo V8 in it with the Koenigsegg stability traction control. And then I would put AC and heat and everything else in it, and then change the body a little bit. And that would be my concept. That'd be freaking sweet. Toy box. Oh my God, $20. Thank you so much, man. You are number one of the night. Nice job, Toy Box. And he's got a member badge. That's amazing. If you are interested, when you come to Pitt, I have a new Bronco that I'm not afraid to get dirty. If you want, I know a good mud pit not far. Also, my Mach 1 pressure plate exploded. So I'll be in an orange 15 GT during Pittsburgh Grand Prix. Side note, I'll be at Pittsburgh Grand Prix. That's what I'll be filming the GT40 stuff. So if you live in Pittsburgh, email me right now because I have a very limited amount of time there. So just let me know. But no, that'd be awesome, man. If I get some free time, I'm definitely down to go do some off-roading. But let's definitely like meet up and chat a little bit. I'll be excited to see you, man. And dude, thanks, man. It means the world to me when I get those. All right. Ba-ba-ba-da-bum. Come drive my Holden Ute New Zealand. Okay, Wicked Machine Works. Tell you what, email me, ThatDudeinBlue@gmail.com. And if you can get me around 5 to 10 videos of cool cars in New Zealand, I will go. I need a place to go. I need a place to film, and that's it. If you can get me a place to film and a group of cars for me to film, and also film a New Zealand documentary about car culture, I will go. So if you can justify this for me, I will 100%. I've been dying to go down under. Like, I want to so bad. So give me an excuse to save up some money and get down there. Because I need to at least break even. On that trip. I think everybody in here would like to see a car culture documentary about New Zealand. That'd be really neat. Because I did Hawaii, and I did Saudi Arabia, and I did Quebec, and I did some very niche places. And Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico's really sweet too. So yeah, just please hit me up, dude. I'd love for that opportunity. Wicked Machine Works. Here you go. This is for everybody, by the way. Typing it in for you. There you go. Easy peasy. And if you lose it, ignore the comma. By the way, it's just .com. Ignore the comma. And also, if you lose it somehow, go to my About section on the channel, and it's in there for you. No worries, man. I appreciate that because I've just been looking for that opportunity. You know what I mean? That really sets it in stone to where I can fly in and I have a place to go and the right people around me. And like, that's what you need on a trip in a place you've never been, right? You need some support by some locals, and you need some support to really get you into the scene. So let me know. Let's see here. The Philippines. That is so cool, man. That is really cool. I mean, that would be a really neat place to go to. I think the S550's handling's fine, personally. I'm used to electric power steering, so I like it. It's good enough for me. My white one was awesome. The one that got totaled, rest in peace. That thing had Fortune Auto coilovers on it, and that was it, and I loved it. I would go to the mountains all the time, and it was fantastic. Mike Ib, he's back, people, once again with the super chat. Let's see here. Money, no object. I would do a Ford Probe GT with a 2.3 liter EcoBoost swap, including the Focus RS all-wheel drive. By the way, sucks you already did a Mercury Marauder. Currently building one. Well, let me know when that's done, Mike. You can always revisit because that was 2020. You might notice a big batch of car reviews I did in the mountains was January of 2020. So like right before the world ended. That's what I did. That's what I did the Marauder. So cool. Just let me know, man. That's a great concept, by the way. I'd like to do a 2.3 EcoBoost swap in a Fox body like Denofa did. Let me know if you'd like me to do that because that thing rips as a drift car. Let's see here. Logan, once again, thank you. Have you ever played Automation? It's a car manufacturing sim, but you can drive the cars. You can make in BMG drive. I actually have not played it, but I hear really, really good things about it. I'll definitely have to check it out. And yeah, I hear it's just really cool to be able to kind of see all the parts and the nuts and bolts and figuring everything out and just see what happens. Because I was a huge like roller coaster tycoon and that kind of game where you kind of mess with things and get the end result. So that's very cool. Thank you, Logan. Friends of Donor, you're welcome to drive my MX-6. Email sent. I've been hunting. There you go. There's one. I've always wanted to drive the MX-6. If I'm thinking of the right car, it's the Ford Probe brother, right? I think. Just let me know. But at one point, I got offered to drive a turbo one, and it just got away. Ended up breaking, and it just never happened. I would have loved to do that. That would have been really, really cool. But definitely rough. But yeah, thank you, friends. Sorry about that. I really appreciate you in the super chat. Why is the Red Bull always gone? Onto the water. Yeah, that Marauder was 4 years ago, bro. No, time freaking flies. Sorry, I'm letting it load. Letting the chat load. Evan Franklin with the 7 sevens. He got the 777, man. Thanks so much, dude. David, I met you at Import Alliance Summer Meet back in Kentucky in 2017. You were very nice. It was fun getting to hang and talk cars with you. Thanks, man. I really hope that maybe, Evan, you can answer this for everybody watching. I try my very best to be as close as possible to me in my videos. And so I hope when you met me, it didn't feel like a surprise of my personality or anything like that. The first day I ever filmed YouTube, I said to myself that I will always be as close to me on camera as possible. That way, when we hang out or anything happens, feels right. It doesn't feel like, oh, this guy's a character, which happens a lot in YouTube. A lot of YouTubers, not saying a lot of car YouTubers, but you'll meet a lot of YouTubers who are completely different on and off camera, and I just never wanted to be that guy. Oh, somebody brought up Drift Appalachia. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that event or that style of event for years, but didn't really know how to go about it. So when I first saw it, I was blown away because I used to drive those roads to go visit family. Because my family is originally from East Kentucky in Ashland, Kentucky. And so I would have to go through West Virginia. And all the roads that Drift Appalachia has done, I have been on before just as a kid, growing up. So that was really, really cool. Letting it load. My God, we've been here an hour. Time is flying. You guys are awesome. You guys ask really good questions too, man. Not like, how's it going? All right, letting it load. Sorry, guys. Okay. Come on, chat. Don't do this to me. Sorry, guys. This is being slow. Here we go. G. Burris, man is on fire, guys. Can we get a round of applause for these people? Are there any famous race car drivers, alive or not, that you would like to meet that you haven't yet? That's a fantastic question. Um, okay. I would, in a different life, if they were still around, I would have, my number one would have been Ayrton Senna. That would have been number one. Um, I know he's still alive, kind of, sort of not. Michael Schumacher. I would have loved to meet him. Excuse me. Um, Colin McRae. I wish I got to meet Colin McRae, and maybe a few others. But I have met. I've had dinner with Tanner Faust twice. He's awesome. Tanner Faust is such a cool dude. Um, I've met some Le Mans drivers from the Corvette Le Mans team. I've met Justin Bell. I've worked with Justin Bell a few times. He won Le Mans the Viper, I believe. Give me a second. John Force, the drag racer. I interviewed him. I'm glad that he's recovering. I know he just had a really gnarly accident in drag racing. Who else have I met? Sorry, guys, it's coming to me. I've actually met. I met Tom Cruise's driving stunt coach. Believe it or not, old video. If you go on my channel, I did an interview with him at 140 miles an hour in the car. That was cool. Let me think. Anyway, it's one of those things where it all becomes a blur after a while, you know. But thank you, G Burris, for that question. Very unique question. Jose, thank you so much for the super chat. Have you ever heard of the 2005 Ultima SER? Yes, I've been trying to drive one, especially after my accident where the Ultima totaled my white Mustang. I wanted to make a video of me like parody reviewing it, but also reviewing it, right? Like, these are the number one sports cars in the world, you know, as a joke. But yeah, the SERs are hard to find. They're very hard to find. Same with the Sentras. Sentras are very hard to find as well. Thank you, Jose. Easy. Thank you so much for the super chat. What about a vid on affordable vehicles by category? Front wheel drive, rear wheel drive, all wheel drive of nowadays realistic deals. I'm on the market, and that's why. I will write that down for you, buddy. Let me write that down right now, Easy. Affordable car deals of every drivetrain. How about that? By the way, I don't want to give away a secret project I'm working on, but I'm going to give out a secret project I'm working on. I'm working on a marketplace right now that will expedite the pain and suffering of used car project buying. So that's your hint. Essentially, you won't have to deal with is this available or lowballing or anything else. You can buy and sell, and it won't be like Bring a Trailer or Cards of Bids, and it won't be like Copart. It's going to be nice in the middle. All you have to do is go on there, find a project car you like, and it'll have 3 different options on it. And I'm not going to give those away so somebody doesn't steal my idea. But anyway, hope you guys like it because it'll help you guys out. Toy Box, thank you so much again. This guy, member, and with the big super chat. Number 1. Tomorrow, I'm doing my first multi-day rally. Okay, I'll be my buddy's 2011 911 Turbo. This will also be my first time in a rear-engine all-wheel drive vehicle. Are there any suggestions from transitioning to a 911? Okay, so driving a 911 crash course. They're incredibly good. Number 1, they will feel more confident than the Mustang. The rear engine is wonky at first, but once you understand the dynamics of it, it's not that it doesn't get grip. It's the way you get grip. So like you'll turn in and you're going to feel a little bit of weight in the back and you just need to trust it. Because once you pitch it in, you're going to feel it kind of come this way and do kind of this late kind of sway. And then all that weight of the engine goes straight to the tires. So you turn in and then you feel it go and then you're just gripped up, dude. It's wild. And that's an amazing car. The 2018 911 Turbo is a bad car, dude. That thing's fast. So just, if anything, Toy Box, please be careful. Remember, on the rallies, it's very easy to get carried away. I care about my viewers, and just don't get carried away, man. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. You don't have anything to prove. Just be smart and enjoy the car. You're going to have a good time, but yeah, just be smart, man. Don't worry about it. It's easy to drive after like 3 minutes. You got it. Captain Woodland, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you for reviewing the Veloster N back in the day. It pushed me to test drive one and give it a chance. I love mine to this day. Definitely. Oh, hi, Adam. Great to see you, man. And you know what's funny, Adam? The moment that I thought about a Porsche 911 was your black one. That was the first thing my brain went to. So that was really, really cool. That thing was awesome, dude. So, all right, back to Captain. But Adam, thank you for joining me. Appreciate you, and I miss you. Thank you for reviewing the Veloster N. Yeah, Veloster N. So I went into that review extraordinarily skeptical because the Veloster name was kind of butchered by that 3-door thingamajigger that they built. That was not a good car. And Hyundai still hadn't really figured it out, in my opinion. They still hadn't. And then they stole some German engineers, and they started getting better all of a sudden. But the Veloster N, I wish it had a different name so people would give it a chance. That's the major issue with it, because people say Veloster and they go, gross, So I think the Elantra N has had a little bit better of a reputation over time. But yeah, the Veloster N is a great driving car. Fantastic driving car. Okay. Karashi Jinsei, hello again. Thank you for the super chat. David, lease on the 21 WRX is ending in November. Can finance the rest of the way or switch to a Tesla Model 3. Tesla for household because auto, but probably never going to find another clean 21 WRX. Ooh. Personally, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say keep the WRX. But that is up to you. Remember, do not keep cars just to look cool or feel cool, right? If financially it benefits you to be in the Tesla, I'm going to tell you to get the Tesla. But emotionally, I'm going to tell you to stick with the WRX, because if you like it and enjoy it and the payment isn't atrocious and you can finance it and you're good and you're not having tons of overhead, then yeah, just keep enjoying that 21 WRX. Because I personally, the new WRX, I agree with you. The 21 is a better car, in my opinion. So that's just how I see it. Oh, Battle Digital. Hey, man, what's up, dude? Sorry, I didn't notice you there. But yeah, that's my opinion. Austin Dotson, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, man, I test pre-alpha engines for a large diesel engine company. There is no new tech, unfortunately, in the near future. Seems like on-road diesel engines are doomed. Thoughts on future emissions? Well, I would say with the diesel stuff, it's weird because so many diesel vehicles are so fuel efficient, right? When people say diesel, their brain goes straight to the rolling coal, big trucks, and that kind of stuff. But man, when you're in a fuel efficient diesel, especially when you're in Europe, you feel like you never have to fill up this thing. So I don't know if there's a lot of hope for diesel, but I don't think it's out of the game quite yet. I don't think it's doomed forever, personally, but you might have better insight than I do. But from an outsider looking in, who's been in them and driven them and everything else, it's kind of laughable because the resources to build an EV is definitely less than building a diesel. But that's just my opinion, and maybe I'm a little biased, but that's how I see it, Austin. Thank you again. Okay, Mike M, he's back, baby. He's back again. What are your thoughts on the twin-turbo Rolls-Royce V12 27-liter World War II tank engine, swap Crown Vic, 2,500 horsepower, called Meteor Interceptor, built in Sweden? Yes, I'm a Panther car fan. Dude, I want to go to Sweden and film car culture there. So, Mike, if you know people there, please let me know. But let me look this sucker up real quick. I promise if you have done a super chat, I will get to it, but I'm taking my time on each super chat because you guys are so cool. All right. It's called the Meteor Interceptor car. Rolls-Royce. let's see this thing. Holy smokes, guys. Look this thing up. Wow. That thing is so sick. Wow. That is like the YouTube thumbnail car. You know what I mean? Like, if you saw that in a thumbnail, you'd be like, yep, gotta click on that. Definitely gotta click on that. Because, yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Rolls-Royce built engines in World War II, very much like BMW, which you can guess who they built those for. And so there's that. But, yeah, a lot of auto manufacturers built massive plane engines during World War II. But, yeah, that's very, very cool. What an awesome build to mention, man. Thanks for sharing that with me. Gohan, Gohan, thank you so much for the super chat. Your name is cut off. I'm sorry. Hey, David, been a viewer since 2013. Thank you, kind sir. OG. Wanted to ask this due to another YouTuber brought it up. Any concerns of the quality of car parts being more and more crap in quality? A bit worried for the hobby going forward in the future. That's a great thing to talk about because I feel like a lot of the stuff that we deal with in the aftermarket setting is dealing with laws, dealing with EPA changes, dealing with imports, dealing with exports. And, Adam was just here, and I'm sure he can relate to all this with Drift HQ, right? And it is not easy to find a reliable supplier that also makes quality parts and makes them in volume. So that's where things get spicy, right? And distributing them is a little tough. However, I will say the parts that are good parts, and a silver lining because I'm Mr. Optimism, are the best they've ever been. So that's really, really good. Let's take Garrett turbochargers, for example. They are probably the best they've ever, ever, ever been, right? Compared to anything in the past 10, 15 years. Even my GTX that's on my 2J card, that thing's from 2016 and it still rips. So I think we're in a good spot. I think just a lot of people need to be a little bit more careful on just not saving the extra money to go the extra mile. So that's what I'll go with that one. Israel, thank you so much for the super chat. Any insider info on if Hyundai is mass producing the N74 concept car? I also remember you did a video on it. Also, would you rather own an R35 GTR or a 911? Two very saucy questions. So, Hyundai, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure they're going to build it. How many they're going to build, I don't know. I would very much view it in a way that Ford Mustang is doing the GTD, or say Corvette's doing ZR1 on a bigger scale. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty small scale because it's such an experimental car, but I'm pretty sure they're going to build something similar. They'd be crazy not to. That car blew up the internet, man. It was so cool. So cool. As for that, I would... R35 GTR, I would have for aftermarket. Like if I wanted to build a drag car, I'd do an R35. If I wanted to drive a car every single day, absolutely a 911. They're usable. They drive well. They're reliable. They have almost no issues, and they sound great. And they're just so darn fast, dude. There's a saying where if you go Porsche, it's very hard to go backwards. And I didn't realize that until I finally drove them. When I finally drove them, I was like, God dang it, they're right. Like, I get it now. So I would own a 911 over a 35 GTR. Okay. Fates G, you should review a Warthog from Halo. I would be down because, side note, I played competitive Halo 2 when I was a kid. And Halo has a special place in my heart, but old Halo, Bungie Halo. Yeah, I would love to do that. I would absolutely I know Hoonigan built that one back about a couple years ago. So maybe I'll ask. We'll see what happens. Or everybody peer pressure them. Toybox, once again, member for 20 much. I appreciate it. Luckily, I had great instructors as the ST Octane Academy. I know it's a very different platform, but excited for Mountain Roads. The Octane Academy, rest in peace. That was an amazing place, and it was actually my first racing school. First place, I learned how to drive on track, and I adored it. It was an amazing program. It's a shame it's gone, because if you bought an ST or an RS, you got a free racing school with it, and nobody knew about it. Their marketing was so bad about it, and it was just sad. Such a great school. All right, Captain Woodland. I have to say your name that way. Captain Woodland. Any thoughts on Toyota pushing back on EVs and reaching the alternative fuels for internal combustion engines? I read it as ice. It seems Toyota is fighting for the car enthusiast now. I agree. Toyota leaned into the EVs, and then, like we talked about earlier tonight, really realized the cost. The cost of it, the manufacturing of it, the issues it brings, the recycling of it. They're hard to sell. It just wasn't doing it for them. And I remember I went to their headquarters in Texas, and it's when they unveiled the Maurizio GR Corolla, but it was also when they unveiled three of their EVs. And I remember they were like, electrification's the future, electrification. And I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean? I'm just like rolling my eyes at this. But I'm very, very glad that they kind of pulled back and said, you know what? Maybe not. Maybe this isn't the move. Let's try to find something else, because that's what we should be doing. We should be looking for every other option. In a perfect world, a gas station should have petrol or gasoline, should have E85, and should have a charger. So why couldn't you have a mass-produced infrastructure where you have all of them? Why not? I don't really understand that. If you're on a road trip and say you have a hydrogen car, right? Put the hydrogen station in the corner, because there's not as many people who do that. Have your normal pumps, and then have your chargers. That way, everybody, if they really want to make people do alternative fuels, there's a reason to do it. There's no reason to leave gasoline, unless you're saying it's a green energy vehicle. And it's hysterical when a Tesla owner has a green energy vehicle license plate, because they have no idea where those batteries came from. So fun. Oh, Karashi became a member. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. That's so cool. Anyway, rant over. Great. Oh, first gen MR2? No. There's one in Iowa I really want to film. It's a 3S GTE big turbo swap. There's one out there I wanted to do. Yeah, synthetic fuels. If we could figure that out, as a species, not me, I'm not smart enough for that. If we figure out synthetic fuels and make it affordable, then we're on the right path, in my opinion. Old Top Gear or Grand Tour? Okay, how about this? Old Top Gear, obviously, with the old cast. The majority of that series, they say, is really solid. Grand Tour, I think the first season's a little rough with the American driver and all that kind of stuff. But they ended up getting their stride, in my opinion, and especially their specials. Their most recent specials, like the Scandinavian one and the one they went to Africa just recently, loved them. Loved those specials. And they felt like old Top Gear, but in a much even higher dollar way. Like, the production value is so incredible. If you have not watched those last Grand Tour specials, amazing. Highly recommend them. Okay. Waiting for it to load. We're almost to an hour and a half, guys. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with me and taking the time on a Friday night just to vibe out. I really appreciate it. All right. Here we go. Yeah, Karashi, watch the most recent specials. They're fantastic. Just start with those. G. Burris, he's back again. If you made your own brand of car with commuters, sports cars, SUVs, etc., what would you name it? And how would you stand out from the other brands? Ooh, I don't have a good name. But you know what I would do? I would make it extraordinarily simple. That would be my strategy. I would do one commuter car. I would do one sports car and one SUV and one truck. And that's it. And when those generations go out, on to the next one. Don't even keep remaking the same car. On to the next one. That's how I would see it. And make sure those cars were good enough to stand the test of 4 to 5 years. Yeah, that's how I'd see it. I would keep it a very simple lineup. That way, it's like when you go on you're in the grocery store and you see a wall of the same item. Let's say chips or cheese or yogurt or whatever, and you stand there and you go, "What do I want?" There's so many options. The human brain, with fewer options, always makes the decision faster. So if I go to the dealership and I already like this brand, I go, I want that. That's what I need. You go, great, let's go. And also to stick out from the other brands, I would probably get rid of dealerships altogether. In the way we know. No haggling, no anything, low interest rates, sell the car. That's what I would do. In a perfect world. Black Tricky, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Appreciate you. Love your content, man. Wanted to say it was nice meeting you last year. We met as at a mutual friends party with the initials AK. Hey, that's great to see you, man. That's awesome. That was a really nice time. It was for everybody for context. It was a housewarming party. So I remember us hanging out. It was a fun time. I appreciate it, man. And good chatting with you, dude. Great meeting you. Slip, he's back. Going on a cruise with some friends. I have a good night. Be safe, Slip, and I hope you have a great night. Don't do anything dumb to get you in jail. So have a good night. Somebody just said, I just realized you have never done a review on an E30. I have, but nobody watched it. So there's my example. Suzuki, he's back. Would you rather, thank you for the super chat, would you rather experience 60s American car culture or 90s JDM? Or would you review old cars like 50s and 60s muscle? So, first, 90s JDM because of how crazy it is. And everybody learning about the B series platform, the skylines and everything, like experiencing that. Two, I do review 50s and 60s cars. They just don't do well. Ever. I've never had a 50s or 60s cars do well. Ever. Ever. If I ever drive an old car, it's for me. Just full of transparency, just to say I did it and got to do it. But yeah, they just don't do well, So putting in the 12 hours of editing and the 3 or 4 hours of filming or whatever it is, it's hard to justify. Would you ever come out to Puerto Rico? Yes, absolutely. K-Swap the World, ThatDudeinBlue at gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Jose, thank you for the super chat. Do you like van culture? What van would you have? Oh, my brain went straight to it. It would be the what's it called? Hold on. I'm looking it up. I would have the mid-engined Toyota Sienna. They're just like a big whale. I love it, dude. And I saw one on wheels the other day. Actually, I have a photo of it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up for you guys. I promise if you're waiting for me to answer your super chat, I will get it done. See if I can find this photo. If I take too long, I'm just not going to worry about it. But yeah, it was a Toyota Sienna lowered on wheels, and I was like, not bad. Not too shabby at all. Maybe if I just type in van. Nope, that didn't work. Car. Well, that definitely didn't help my case here. Anyway, you guys are smart. Imagine a Toyota Sienna on really nice wheels and lowered. Oh, I found it! Look, I just saw it in an empty parking lot recently. Maybe it'll, nice, right? Big old Orca going down the road. Okay. Fernando, thank you so much for the super chat. Is you daily driving the Miata a temporary thing? Miata owner here. Also, what's your favorite Miata gen? I own an NB2 6-speed. It's temporary. I definitely am eventually going to have to get something else. And that's what I'll daily after whatever I figure it out. But as for my favorite Gen Miata, I think people sleep on the NB2. I think the NB2 with its variable valve time and everything is awesome. Um, I think every Miata generation is good, even the NC. A lot of people don't like the NC, but it has the same chassis as the RX-8, and it's awesome. But ND, I really like. The newest one, I really, really like. It's fantastic. Trekking Car Guy, thank you for becoming a new member. I appreciate that. What happened to the Rob Deerdeck Sonic? It's right over there. But I need to ship it back to the museum because the video series did so bad. So just gonna send it right back, sadly. Oh yeah, and it leaks. It leaks freaking gas out of its fuel lines now. So fun things. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Do you think that JDM craze is coming to an end? Let's go. I think I don't know if I think it's at its peak. I'll say that. I think JDM obsession is at its peak because I think a lot of people buy these cars. They don't know where they came from. They put it on a lift and they go, "Oh no," rusted frame rails or whatever. There's a reason why the Japanese send the bad ones over to us for the cultural significance, right? Like we love them, but they don't really care as much as we do. And yeah, the prices are outrageous. They're absolutely outrageous. You can go get a brand new Mustang or Camaro or anything else, really, and it's a better car than those things are. It doesn't have the same clout, but like you said, your own domestic has just better options now, in my opinion. But yeah, like GR Corolla and like all those I love. But yeah, in my brain, they're JDM, but they're not as JDM as what we think is JDM. The 90s, especially. G Burris, $5. Thanks so much, man. Again, are there any sorely needed features across all car brands that you think would be very cool or very useful to introduce? Number one, probably not the answer you think. Apple CarPlay. I am blown away when I get in a rental car and it's brand new and it doesn't have Apple CarPlay. Like, come on, dude. Nobody wants to use the user interface built by a car company. You and I both know they're not as good. So yeah, Apple CarPlay needs to be across the board, and Android Auto across the board. Um, what else? Buttons for climate control. Get rid of that's the only thing. That's it. Everything else on screens, don't give a crap. Volume for your music and buttons for climate control. Everything else can be on a screen. I don't care. Richard Wilson, thank you so much for the super chat. If I ever finish my 64 F100 I'm building with a 347 strokers 5-speed, you're more than welcome to review it. It's only been semi working on 3 years now. Here's a Red Bull on me. Thanks so much, Richard. I appreciate that. And absolutely email me when you're done. I'm super down. Just for that, we'll make it happen. Go ahead once again. Would you ever consider getting an OBS Chevy? They look absolutely sexy. Why am I not thinking? Hold on. Oh, one of these. Okay. Yeah, no, they're a good looking truck. It's one of my favorites. I've driven a few of these before. Yeah, if I got one of those, I would probably put a really badass engine in one of those. If I did one of those. Or just enjoy my life and just drop it on wheels and make it look pretty. That's also an option. It's probably a much healthier option for my sanity. It's probably what I would do. Update on Sub-Zero. Totaled. It's gone now. You'll never see it again. Oh, thank you, Adrian. That's very nice of you. All right. Letting the next wave load in. Just give me a second and I'll give my voice a break. Because contrary to many people who stream, they don't give their voice a break. Ooh. All right. All right. We ready to keep going? Let's do it. The Lost. That's such a good name. The Lost and the Furious. I just think about Vin Diesel in the middle of like a jungle and he's lost. He's like, "Where's my family?" David, for under 25K. By the way, thank you for the super chat. Would you go used facelift Gen 1 BRZ or 911 996 Carrera 2? Been saving, and both are attainable dream cars. Ooh. First of all, I'm shocked that a 996 Carrera is for 25 grand. If you find that, that's pretty amazing. Um, what motor was in the Carrera again? I need to remember, but I'm leaning towards the Porsche. That's what I'm leaning towards. Because it'll feel more special. You'll get to own a 911. It'll probably be reliable and really, really fun to drive every day. Um, the facelift BRZ is good, but I feel like you might be underwhelmed by the power of it. The GR86, though, if you could find a slightly used GR86, I tell you to go get that. If you could find a used GR86, I tell you to go get one of those because it meets in the middle, and I love that car. Oh, ODST. Saw somebody mention that. That game was hard. It was really good though. Really enjoyed it. Making sure there's no emergencies. I had a bunch of notifications on my phone. Sorry. Ooh, I would not drift an all-wheel drive 3 Series. Personally, I don't like drifting all-wheel drive. I actually hate it. It has a ton of understeer, and it just pushes. And I much, much, much more enjoy drifting rear-wheel drive. It is so much easier too. Sorry, I'm letting it load. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of lag here, guys. If I'm quiet, I'm just waiting for the chat to come through. Do I have cough drops? That might help me right now. My voice goes out because I love talking and I'm a loud talker. If you, dude, I get it from my dad. My dad talks so freaking loud, and I just got it from him. Cough drop. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to go with the crowd on this one. I'm going to go with the Porsche. Why have you not reviewed a Hellcat Miata? I haven't been able to find one. I know there's that one, but that one got totaled. I don't really know of any other ones, to be honest. Huh. Oh, man. If you can pick any car for any of Adam Elsie's lineup, I would have to go back and see it all. I would have to really go back and like go through it again because I can't keep up. I can't keep up with his collection. Oh, Mr. Reaper, that's awesome. That is really cool. Definitely. That'd be really fun. If you want to yeah, let's definitely do something. Just shoot me an email. We may maybe organize something. That sounds really cool. Steven, thank you for the super chat. How's your hearing from all the loud cars? Horrible. I am an old man. How do I say this on YouTube without getting in trouble? Cars, concerts, and these things does not go well with hearing. Oh, and music. And music. So, oh, I mean concerts, duh. But you know what I mean. So yeah, my hearing is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. There was a time where I was at a car event. I was just walking, and somebody yelled David or that dude in blue, and I just kept walking. And I ended up finding out later that they did this, and they sent me a message and they're like, dude, I can't believe you ignored me. I'm so bummed. I wanted to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I didn't hear you. Like, and that was the truth. And I felt so bad. Felt so bad, man. But yeah, I just did not hear him. My hearing's absolutely terrible. I've heard about those earbuds. I hear they're pretty good with like the noise canceling and stuff. Oh yeah, server room. That has to be loud. Has to be so loud. Bye, Mark. Oh, somebody mentioned. Yeah, no Fox gets a great name. Um, I learned very early on in the industry, if you wanted to be taken seriously in this industry, if you said Porsche, nobody took you seriously. So I had to get into the rhythm of saying Porsche and also watching documentaries and stuff like that. And then just learning that it was his name, right? So you wouldn't call me, David, you would call me David or David, depending on where you are. But you wouldn't say, you know, if you went up to somebody and just said their name wrong, he was like, come on, bro. That's how I see it. Fernando, I'm thinking about it. That's what I'm thinking about doing in the future with the Mustangs. Because it's kind of my, just kind of who I am when it comes to that kind of stuff. When it comes to a car every day, I've just always enjoyed them, always loved them. Letting it load, fellas. By the way, quick update. We're at an hour and 41 minutes, and I really appreciate you guys staying. It's been very consistent viewership overall. So thank you. Is the smart car with the Hayabusa engine the same as the Omni GLH? No. So the Omni GLH I drove it's the factory engine, believe it or not. Just built and everything. The smart car, that was a Hayabusa built engine that was actually in a race bike, and then it got worn out and they put it in the smart car, and it was awesome. Kong, thank you so much again for the super chat. Thanks, David. Just sent you an email. Thanks for the content. Content and always keeping real. Thanks for your influence in the car culture. I do my very best. And I had this weird. I'm sure everybody can relate to this, but I had this weird moment the other day where I love commentating on things in the car community and in car culture because it changed my life. Right, like that's why I love talking about it because oh my god, my life was so different. It was so different before finding this culture and everything. Um, and I always kind of doubt myself when I talk about it because I'm like, does this sound too preachy? Does this sound like who made me the authority, like who, on this kind of stuff? So I never want to come off preachy, and I never want to come off like I'm the end all be all of all answers because I'm not. But at the same time, I just appreciate people understanding that I talk about car culture in a way that I want it to be a conversation starter, not so much of like this is the law, right? But yeah, just felt like saying that for some reason. Uh, David, oh, that's a good question. Do you have a big soft spot for a car that nobody knows about? Um, People know about it, but it's not talked about a lot in the common man car culture, I would say. Uh, One of my dream car reviews is the Ford RS200, the rally car, the Group B rally car. Not a lot of people know about it. Kim Block made it a little bit more famous when he owned one before he passed away. Um, but yeah, I love that car. I think it's so cool. Love the shape of it, everything. I do sell car care products still. Yes, I do. This is not live. It's replay, everyone. He just did that to convince me to say it. I'm just kidding. I remember a long time ago, you explained how you walked. Yes, I walk on my toes. Still walk on my toes. It's a habit from a toddler, and I just never got rid of it. And I walk very awkwardly because it actually messed up my growth plate in my feet. And there's some kind of residual condition in my legs. It's not. I'm not trying to get pity partied or anything. It's just yeah, I walk a little funny. Always have. God dang it, itchy. Show us. No. Excuse me. Sorry about that. If I'm quiet, I'm waiting for more to come in. Sorry about that. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Thank you. Thank you for the bless yous, everybody. Thank you. Dude, I don't know about you guys, but when I sneeze, it's like a sonic boom. And Alejandra, my wife, is like, "Do you have to sneeze so loud?" And I'm like, "Yes." Like I can't just go achoo. It's like, doo. It's like I broke the stratosphere. Suzuki, once again, thank you for the super chat. Are you a fan of Initial D? Any favorite anime? I liked Initial D. I watched the first season of it. I haven't really watched the rest of it. And it's all its offshoots and stuff. It was fun. I gave I watched about 2 or 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. I watched a little bit of the Castlevania anime that was on Netflix. I watched, obviously, growing up, I watched Pokemon, but like the first 151 Pokemon, but not anything past that. That's probably the closest I would say. Um, and not really anime, I know, but I love Avatar, The Last Airbender, and not the live action, the actual series. G. Burris, he's back. If you could make a hilarious sleeper out of one of the biggest pile of crap cars from the 60s, what car would you choose and which motor? I would take a AMC Gremlin and I would put ooh I think I would put the motor from the Dodge Demon 170. I think that'd be pretty crazy. It would pop wheelies every single time. David sneezed would finish the Manhattan Project. Crazy. Hemi Grimmy. What a freaking name. That is amazing. That is really good. Are you going to Hot Summer Nights? I don't know, but I'm going to try to go to Ice Cream Cruise. I'm really busy. Starting next week, I'm traveling like crazy. So, like, listen to this. Ready? Are you buckle up? This is the flight schedule I got going on. So, from the night, by the way, if you have a car and you want me to film it when I say these destinations, please email me at ThatDudeinBlue@gmail.com. So, the 19th through the 22nd, I'm going to Denver, and then I fly back, and then I am here for 2 days, and then I fly to Miami for an evening for an event I'm not allowed to talk about, but you could probably guess from the date. And then the next morning, I fly to Pittsburgh, land into Pittsburgh, film 2 cars, including the GT40 and a Maserati Gran Turismo, the good one. And then I'm filling up the gap. Then I'm filming with an OG Dr. M3 after that, which I'm very excited about. I have not filmed with him since 2015, so I'm very excited about that. And then I fly back, and then I go maybe to Hot Summer Nights, and then I go. Oh, and then I'm working with the Street Alpha podcast. He's going to do an interview with me, which I'm stoked about that. And then I go to Ohio from the 9th to the 12th. Crazy. Oh, Pyro. Okay, Pyro the cat. That's funny. I just thought about a cat that's like lighting a match. Um, I heard you talk about your love of history in the past. Have you ever considered doing side content and collaborating with other history channels? Yes. So I want to pitch out an idea for you guys. So I have a second channel that has been dormant because I'm a busy one man band and just trying to keep that Dude in Blue going, right? As you can imagine. However, I was thinking about taking that channel, and you know the content I did last week where I was just here in the office and I just kind of gave my thoughts on some stuff. I'm thinking about doing that, but on that channel, and also talk about anything. Anything. It doesn't have to be cars, right? I could talk about a current event. It could be in the news, it could be history, it could be non-history, it could be just something going on in entertainment, whatever, and just put that sucker out. I'm thinking about doing that because it could kind of bring in some more viewership flow to everything, and it's just fun to do, right? And it won't put me in the car box. So I'm thinking about doing that. But yeah, if I wasn't a car channel, I probably would have been history channel. Joey, you freaking nerd, stop doing this. How's the Drift S13 trying to make your next Neon Drift event? I'm super stoked to see you drive and improve. I'm still working on the steering. The steering is still my biggest issue. The rest of the car is done. It drives, it does everything, but I can't steer the freaking thing because there's too many U joints around the motor. So I need to find out a way to get to the steering column, to the rack, either through headers or just somehow get to the rack around the Coyote engine. Not really sure how I'm going to do it, but we're going to figure it out. The Underdog, thank you so much for the super chat. David, just realized I've been subscribed to you for 11 years. I remember when you had just past 6K subs. What's the most memorable car review? Jasmine. Jasmine. Jasmine is the most memorable car review. Yeah, I would definitely say so. Because it was like a 4-year built up. And I had, dog sat for James who owned the car. I literally dog sat and watched over James' house when he was on deployment and he didn't even know me. And I just saw that car sitting in the garage every day. And I was like, man, I hope I get to film that car one day. And then the day came. And when we did it, we did not realize that that was going to change my life, right? We knew it was probably going to do okay. It got, to give you perspective, how many, you know what? I'm going to have you guys guess. How many views do you think Jasmine got in the first month? And I think it will surprise you. The whole month, 30 days. Take a guess. I want to see if anyone gets it. Because you have to think my channel was small. Channel was small, remember. Braden Timms got it. 10,000. Jasmine got 10,000 views in 30 days. And that was a huge deal for me. Absolutely huge deal for me. So it was, yeah. And here's the thing, it wasn't even supposed to review it. It was just I was going to film it. And then James just kind of saw what I was doing and saw that I was respectful and everything. James, in that day, the owner of the car, had never been in his car with that setup, ever. He had never driven it or been passenger. So that first pull in that video, James's eyes were as big as his face. Like, it was so funny. It was so funny, but what an insane thing. Fernando, thank you for the super chat. Are you into RC cars? I'm not super into it, but I have friends who are extremely into it. Like, they're building it and changing the chassis and changing the wheels for different conditions. Like, it's really cool. It's really cool to see. I'm more of a observer of the RC world. Yeah, going back to that question about memorable car reviews, I'd say Jasmine, the Black Terminator that everybody loves. Everybody loves that video, and I know it. Um, the Porsche 918. That was the day that I said to myself, "Oh my God, it's working." Right, like what I'm doing is worth it. Getting into $1 million car, I'm like, "Oh my God, like I'm doing the right thing." Um, and then I would say Milk Jug is definitely one of them. The smart car, both times. Milk Jug is up there. The Hayabusa smart car, and I'll go with those for now, just to keep the train rolling. Um, okay, David, thank you so much for the super chat, man. Hey, David, I'm David. I got a 2019 GT Premium California Special DD and plan to pro charge it in a year or two. Myself, did you decide to get another S550 or 650? If I get another Mustang, it will be a 650. It will be a new generation car, just because one, it's a nice car, and two, I need a daily, and three, well, I don't need one, but I would like a nicer daily, and three, I can expand and do new content with it, right? So it kind of checks all my boxes, and I would try to find one in Grabber Blue. That's what I would try to do and make Smurf 2.0. But I still got Smurf. A lot of people think I don't have it, but I still got him. So real quick, I have to use the bathroom because I've had my fluids. So give me a second. I'll be right back. If you have any super chats or anything, go ahead and ask them, and I will answer them when I get right back. We back, BB? Oh man, we only lost a few people, so that's good. Take it away, Penny. Yeah, rip David's chair. Yeah, this thing's been with me since the dawn of my channel, so it's definitely on its way out for sure. Okay, I'm back. Tell you what, I will. If we get up to 150 viewers, then I will stay a little bit longer. If not, then I think we'll call it right around 2 hours, 2 hours 15. I think it's been a really, really good time. So if you have anything left to ask, let's go ahead and knock it out. It is still comfortable. My chair is still very comfortable. It's a Serta, if you guys know that brand, who make mattresses. Because I spend an eternity in this chair editing videos, looking at this monitor that I'm staring at right now. What mechanical keyboard? Logitech. There you go. It's a little dusty, crusty right now, but yeah, it's very satisfying. Sometimes it's a little much. Like it's satisfying, but after a while, you're like, it's a lot of effort just to type something out. Sometimes, What parts are you in your piece? Oh man, I can't even remember. I had Puget Systems build me this. They built Corridor Digital's computers, so pretty cool. G Burris, he's back. He's back with a super chat. Just where do you think you're going, sir? I still have a million questions. Well, let me at 'em, dude. Let's go. Let's go, dude. Ready for it, dude. Do, 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 do. What guitar is in the back? It is an LTD. So basically, it's not a Gibson or anything. I'll bring it over. I'm not. I know what this is going to happen, but I'm just going to show you it real quick. Might as well. So it's it's a nice guitar. Solid neck, all that kind of stuff. Has good pickups in it, and then that's the top of it. Here you go. Pretty cool. I knew it. I called it. I'm not doing it right now. It's funny. The other day, I was with. This is it's such a weird thing to say out loud, but I was with T-Pain, and we were at the drift track, and I said, "What is the most annoying question that you get, or thing that a fan says to you?" Can you guess what they say? I want to see if somebody could see. Can you rap? I want to see if anyone gets it. Because it would be like the cringiest question to ask a celebrity, in my opinion. I'll just give it away. So imagine, yeah, there it is. Fernando got it. Sing me a song. You're a singer. Sing me a song. Like he's just gonna drop everything and just be like, okay. Like no, it's like when you go to a comedian, right? And you're like, tell me a joke. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. David, thanks for the super chat again. David squared. Would you ever consider doing an EcoBoost S650? The rental I had sounded amazing in the parking garage. Also, name drop with T-Pain. Yeah, it's definitely a name drop. I know. Shameless plug. Go subscribe to Nappy Boy Automotive. But, if I would say maybe if I had enough incentive, like if a company wanted me to specifically do an EcoBoost and they wanted to sponsor it, that's when I would do one. But if I'm already going the extra mile, yeah, I would do a Coyote for sure. I don't think half my audience would forgive me for doing a Coyote. Before I do Mr. Burris's super chat, I would not do a Speed 3 as your first project car. They're complicated and they break a lot. So I love them, but they have their issues. G. Burris, once again, maybe I'm ignorant, but I don't see many tow truck bills. If you had a modded tow truck company, what would you call it? And what would be the motor? Okay, so I'd use like a big Cummins diesel for the motor, or a Power Stroke, something like that. And I would name the company Financial Mistake. As in, like, good job, your car broke, or good job, you're gonna have to pay for this tow. The tow of a hose. Oh man, dude. Uh mm, 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 mm. You will never financially recover, LLC. Danger Dan, carnivores. Yoink. That is so funny, dude. That's probably the one that would sell. That's the one that would sell. It is going well. To all the people who just joined us, real quick, it is going well. We're having a great time here. Having a great time here on stream, and I'm probably going to go about another 10 minutes unless if we get a big drop in viewership, then we'll be like, all right, we had a nice conversation. But yeah, if we stay right around here, I'll stay a little bit longer. I had thought about doing an off-road build, but I probably will never do one now because I'll give you something to do after the stream. Type in ThatDudeinBlue off-road, and you'll notice it's the worst performing videos of my entire channel. They don't even break 10,000 views usually, or 15,000 views usually. So it's just not really worth the effort of going to the desert and do it, or going to the trail and everything else. So I do have one coming out soon, but I just know it's not going to do good, but I still have to put it out. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Oh, side note. Ian just mentioned the smiles per gallon key tags. Those are still on sale, believe it or not. So the link in this description, I think, is still there, and yeah, they're still just as nice as they used to be, or always been. Excuse me. They're like a few bucks. They help me a lot. Those things are a huge help. If you ever want one, check it out. Let's see. I just heard myself. Oh crap! I need to put that back in my description. 1 second. That dude in blue key tag. Here you go, fam. If you want one, there you go. All right. Mm-mm-mm-mm. What about doing a boat with an RB engine? Dude, boat stuff is like a whole nother level of technical prowess, dude. It's amazing. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I'm doing a Forester in Ohio in August. So I am doing a Forester. Any new shirts coming out? Yeah, I will probably sell shirts at Cosmic Drift in October 26th. But when it comes to distributing t-shirts, they don't do well for me. So it is a big risk for me to pay for designers and everything else. And not pity partying. I'm saying as a business decision, merch does not do well for me. And I have some really good designs, but it's just not one of those things that seems to do well. But maybe I'll give it another try, like next year or something. We'll see. Cosmic Drift's going to be at the same track, Caffeine and Octane Linear Raceway, right across from Road Atlanta. You know what? Maybe this will help me decide because the question keeps coming up. Do you think, and don't just say because it's new, I mean it down in your heart. Do you think it would be a good idea if I did a 650 project, or do you care? Because it's a huge financial decision and risk for me to do it. I need you to say honestly if you would watch it or not. And I know this is only 147 people out of a bunch, but I need to know if it was worth it or not, because that is a S650 Mustang, the newest one. See, that's what I'm waiting for. Wait for tuning to go for it. Just GT, no, not Dark Horse. Oh, thanks, Richard. It would most likely be an RTR build. That's most likely what I would be doing. I want to see how that is. If you heard what I heard about RTR, do a thumbs up emoji for me, so then I can actually see. Okay. No, I wouldn't do the trucks because when you do the truck, first of all, TRC Go watch their truck. It's got an FFRE built motor and everything. It made 1,700 horsepower. It's like, it's been done. It's already been done by enough people. The Underdog, thanks for the super chat. Should I buy a new ND3 Miata? More expensive, or find a used NA if I could find one, and use that as my first project car? So the ND3 will be more reliable, and you can get more seat time in it. The NA will still be reliable, but it just depends on what you're doing to it. If you're turboing it and stuff like that, just go to Flying Miata or any of these guys, ask for advice. If you're going to do the NA stuff, just ask for advice from some experts of what to do and what not to do, and you'll probably be okay. The NA is such a good platform that, yeah, if you're trying to have a project, NA. If you want something very simple and you drive it all the time and you want to do suspension, wheels, and tires, then do the new ND3 Miata for sure. So RJ actually did 2 videos with NASCAR teams that did really bad. So that's why I haven't gone back to NASCAR. Yeah, I did. No, I've done 3. I've done 3 NASCAR videos. I actually filmed a video recently that I did not put out yet, and I haven't edited it yet. But let me know if you're interested in it. Essentially, I made a video of what I would change to NASCAR to get more people into it. I just cut, and it was very basic. It was in the same format as the sit down. Like, I do this, I do this, I do this, and I do that, to try and get more people into the sport, because it really needs it. More people need to watch it. So, David, once again, David Squared, got a key tag. Oh, thanks, dude. You didn't have to do that. Have you considered doing a merch partnership with the people that own the cars you review? Could always get merch made for the crazy ones. S650 would be great change up with a convertible. Yeah, yeah, man. No, I have. I have 2 good friends I've partnered with, or I want to partner with when it comes to merch, and we've decided on designs and everything else. But yeah, merch is just kind of a hard sell when you're like a car reviewer and a commentator on car culture, right? Not so much like of a standard vlogger and stuff, but yeah, it. I think I could definitely do something for sure. But thank you for the key tag purchase, man. It really means a lot. All right. Blah blah blah. Would you rather get a 650 or 13 GT500? 650 for sure, for sure. I have to pay this by the end. David. Thank you. No worries. I hope Toyota brings back the MR2. I hope they do. I really hope they do. Oh, what's up, Red Omni? We were just talking about you earlier. The Omni, the badass Omni. Oh, thanks, Midwest and Muscle. Thanks, man. You guys are the best. Seriously. Oh yeah, good things. Good things. We were talking about rowdy cars and your car, and also the Hayabusa smart car that I drove. How's the Magnum? I can't get the power steering to work, and the CAN bus went out. So anytime I'm like, right here, here's the finish line to my project cars, I can't get to it. It's always BS I'm dealing with. So that's the issue. So if anybody has a solution to that, it'd be great. It has a brand new Hellcat rack in it, power steering rack in it, and it doesn't work. I don't know what to do about that. Oh, nice. You got it painted. That's got to look really good. And AC. Your life has changed when you have AC in a project car. Oh, thanks, Fernando, man. Yeah, any like merch store right now, like the t-shirts right now, they might take a while. And the last company I worked on merch, they completely screwed me over and never paid me. That's also something that happens a lot. I've had 4 merch companies screw me over. 4. And I didn't get hardly anything from it. So that's why next time I do it, I'll just do it myself. I'll just find a way to do it. Daddy Joe 08, thanks so much for the super chat, man. With 5, yeah. You should come back to ICC. Have a K swap Mini Cooper with nitrous. It's a heck of a time you can beat on. You know what, Daddy? Freaking send me that email. Go to ThatDudeinBlue at Gmail and just keep that top of mind for me. I plan on being at Ice Cream Cruise. So I really, really want to do some reviews there. If you know anybody else that would like their car reviewed, by the way, that would be a huge help because that really helps me justify the thing. Oh, side note. Oh, crap. You want to see something cool? Okay, maybe if you're a nerd. So, here's my new camera. So, for years, I filmed on a Panasonic GH5, and then it completely fell apart 30 weeks ago. So, yeah, pretty much this was a big financial hit. Not fun, but thankfully I have something new to film with, and it's brand new and it's in good shape. So I am working on learning this camera. It's taking a little bit of time to get used to. But yeah, Canon R6 Mark II, working on it, trying to make things better, and hopefully it all works out and you guys like the new footage that I put out. Oh, the takeover video, that I put out last week, that was filmed on this. So anything, I still have a bunch of back catalog videos that were filmed on the GH5, but from now on, filming wise, this is what I'll be filming. This is the first time I've gone back to Canon in almost 10 years. So I'm stoked. Okay. What res and FPS are you shooting at? I shoot in 4K, and I shoot at 24 frames per second because I'm a film snob. Are there any non-car YouTubers you watch? Yeah, pretty much. Believe it or not, I typically don't watch a lot of car YouTube because I live and breathe it every single day. So it's nice to find those other interests, right? Mostly history, mostly history channels and documentary channels, and some gaming stuff, some stuff on the side. So, um, hmm, there's a lot of people I watch, but yeah, not a lot on the top of my head. Yes. So I was able to use my lenses. Thankfully, I got an adapter for my lenses, and I bought two lenses for the Canon, which were expensive, but it's just part of it, man. But it did save me a lot of money by going to Canon rather than Sony, because then I didn't have to buy everything. That would have killed me financially. So, well, thank you, Amit. That was really nice of you. I try to do my best when it comes to talking about opinions, right? Everybody has different opinions, but it doesn't mean you got to be a jerk about it, right? That's my way of representing the culture and the people. Let's see here. Do we have any more plans to share the Blue UG Coupe Turbo Swap? I can't get the diff to work in that thing. If anybody knows and they want to come help me with that, please let me know. But I cannot get the diff to lock on that. It's a brand new M Factory LSD that I paid a lot of money for, and it doesn't work. So it's impossible to drive. Like it'll hop 4 lanes, and it's too dangerous. So, Rob Duran, do you still have your T3i? I do. It's in a nice retirement shelf at my house. I have a shelf at my house of like memories and previous cameras and equipment that I've used. And yeah, the T3i is the OG, man. I used that from 2011 to 2016. It wasn't until I moved to Atlanta, or the Atlanta area, that I had to switch cameras because it broke. So yeah. Yes, Mr. Omni. Go ahead, he's back, baby. Thank you for the super chat. Last super for tonight from me. No problem, bro. Anything is fine. Like, if you do it once, it means the world to me. Would you do more live AMAs like these? It's fun chatting questions with you, Night David. We have a great night, man. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing this more often. It's a great way to kind of just hang out, a little less stressful when it comes to content creation. I love seeing the questions that you guys ask. The super chats also very much help me. Um, and yeah, man, it's just fun. I really enjoy doing this. I used to do this like all the time back in the day in Virginia, but yeah, it just wears your voice out a little bit, But I really, really enjoy it. Oh wow, we're at 150 viewers right when I said I was going to leave, and I said 150 viewers was the limit. So I guess I'm staying for a little bit longer. Let's see here. Did you come to Chicago? I was not at Chicago. Believe it or not, only major city in the United States for the most part I have not visited. I've never been to Chicago. I do have some car reviews lined up there for whenever I go up there, but I've never been. Believe it or not, it's crazy. I've been to like every other freaking state and city. What else is on the list? I haven't been to OKC either. I haven't been to Oklahoma City either, and I know there's a lot of good cars there. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they wanted to see an EcoBoost project, like maybe a swap into a Fox or something. Would you review my car? And I'm in Georgia. Just shoot me an email, man. ThatDudeinBlue@gmail.com. Omni, probably not. Muscle cars and old cars do really bad on my channel. Just the filming and the travel and everything else, they just never, ever. There's not been a single pre 1980 car that's ever done good. Not a single one. And I've tried every muscle car. I've tried some weird ones. I've tried it all. They've never done good. Actually, the best one was the Brazilian Chevy Opala. That's the only one that did good. All of them, yeah. Yeah, placeholder. Yeah, I got to see it in person recently, actually, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was really cool. It was right there. Just saw it. Pretty cool stuff. EcoBoosts are good engines for drifting. They are good for drifting, especially the 2.3. It's very good. What's the best car review that you've done YouTube viewership wise? I think it was the Black Terminator, if I'm not mistaken. The Terminator Cobra, I think, is still the best when it comes to viewership. I'm not surprised. Let's see. Off the top of my head. Blah, 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 blah. Popular video. Yep. Still number one. Still number one. After that, it's the Real Street Supra, that Racing Channel Supra. Then after that, it's the four-door Sleeper Civic. And then after that, it's the LS swapped S2000. Ian, thanks so much, man. I know you're still contemplating going to the LMR cruise in. If I email 2 cars to review, would make it more enticing? Possibly. The most of the time, the way I can break even on a trip is to film about 5 to 10, believe it or not. Plane tickets and rental cars and hotels have gotten much, 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 much more expensive. And they would need to be different enough to other like Mustangs and stuff like that I've driven. Ultra Magnus in the house from down under. Good to see you, man. Speaking of, I have to use the bathroom again, and I'm sorry. So many fluids. Okay, I'm back. Oh, yep, there they go. Here goes the people dropping. I don't blame them. They came to a chair. Nice stream. Yeah, what a freaking yeah. we, we do Cosmic and other tracks maybe in the future, maybe, but I can't afford it right now because I'd have to rent those tracks. This one I have like an agreement with them to just share revenue, and that's just way easier for me. And I actually have to buy all the lights except 2 items. All of that was funded by me, so it was tough. Rob Duran, thoughts on a new Edge budget drift missile? Yes, great idea. Side note, if you're interested in that, my friend Scotty D makes drift parts for the new Edge, and they're really high quality. And I also have a drift video of me drifting a new Edge coming out pretty soon, so keep an eye out on that. It's pretty awesome. Ryan Shaw, thank you for the super chat. Oh, Rob Duran, thank you for the super chat, by the way. Ryan Shaw, thank you. I want T-Dip shirts. Please drop a merch line. Yeah, I definitely still need to drop a merch line. We talked about it earlier, but I've just had some very big difficulties. I've had merch companies screw me over and not pay me for the earnings and a whole bunch of stuff. So I need to find a better supplier for next time. Have you seen Chris fix his face? Yeah. Yeah. James, I don't think there's going to be wheel-to-wheel racing content anytime soon, since all of those videos did so poorly. And it's one of the most expensive things you can do. So I think full transparency, I think I only made like $90 from those videos, and it's just not worth it when it's $2,000 for the seat alone to race. So just depends. Just depends if I can somehow get people to be more into it. Jack Hyman, thank you for the super chat. Hey man, any chance of you coming to Daytona? Fun fact, I used to vacation there all the time with my family growing up. But I was in Daytona last April. I was there because I was filming with Mustang Lifestyle, and we went to the Buc-ee's for a car meet there, and then we got kicked out by some takeover kids. Seeing a trend here, they did donuts in the parking lot. How stupid are you? Like, it just blows me away. Blows me away. But I would come back. If enough cars were there for me to film and hang out and everything, and you could find like 5 to 10 cars for me to film, then yeah, I'm all about it. Oh, I know you would, Jack. I don't assume an entire car scene is just those people. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rizzy for Magic. This man's got the Riz. Thanks so much for the super chat. Thoughts on the 11th Gen Civic Si? I've not driven one. But believe it or not, I've driven the Type R, haven't driven the SI, but I have heard only good things about it, really. I haven't heard anything, but I think it looks good. I'm sure it drives very well. I would be surprised if it didn't. But yeah, thank you, Rizzy. Appreciate that. Oh, cool. You're getting a Buc-ee's. I call Buc-ee's the tractor beam of a road trip. Like, you might not even have to use the bathroom. You might not even be hungry, but you just see that logo and you're like, yeah, sure, why not? Every time, dude. Every time. Rob Duran, I will get you that link right now. Gonna help my homie out. So, sorry, I'm working on it for you, buddy. I promise. You know what? I don't see his website, but I'll get you his Instagram. And he has there. Here you go. He's a good dude. He'll be at Cosmic Drift, I'm pretty sure. So if you have questions, it'd be good to meet him. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I know Windsor. You had passed through Windsor all the time, driving from Richmond to Virginia Beach. Just moved to Raleigh. Excited everybody. I was born in Raleigh at Rex Hospital, and I was brought home to Cary. So yeah, I'm a good old boy from North Carolina, technically. Phony Rider, buy a house. Be smart, man. Big brain, man. Oh, I am so sorry, Daddy Joe, for missing that super chat. You ever thought, guy, doing a body swap build, a new car, old body? That's on my bucket list. Yeah, no, body swap stuff's really cool. I really dig the body swap stuff, but I guess it's kind of cheating, but that's kind of what I did with my Hellcat Magnum. I got subframes and all the parts and the mounts and everything from a Hellcat. So we bought the subframes, the brakes, the suspension, all that underneath my Dodge Magnum is Hellcat, all of it. And then we bolted it in, removed the subframe from Magnum and the diff and everything from that, and then put all Hellcat stuff in there. So that's like the closest thing I've done to it. Fernando, have you met Alexi? No, I have not. I have not met Alexi, but I've heard things that are good things. And yeah, I'll look out. Maybe we can figure something out for that. What's the biggest street racing event you've been to? I don't know if I should even say that, dude. Side note, you know what's hysterical? I find this hysterical, but also kind of scary. So OGs of the channel might realize or remember there was a car meet called Cato's, and it was at a Cato's clothing store in Richmond, Virginia. And all it was a bunch of dudes sitting in a parking lot and essentially just having a car meet. Well, the local police blamed me for any racing that happened at any car meet in the Richmond area because I was an easy target and I made YouTube videos. They blamed me, and there's no evidence of me ever organizing anything. I never did that. In fact, I was the complete opposite. I was car meet guy, like come hang out, make friends. And to this day, my friend Ryan had an interview with a government official and they asked about me. They said, "Are you still friends with that street racing organizer?" Are you kidding me? It was a decade ago. It was over a decade ago. And they still think I did that. Are you crazy? Insane. Insane. I get fired up about it because it was over a decade ago and I literally was trying to do the right thing. I even told the cops, come hang out at our meet. I don't want anything bad to happen. Literally told them, like, come hang out. I have nothing to hide. I would pick up the litter of every single night there. I had trash bags that were huge. Man, it was so frustrating. Anyway, really annoying. Ghost Media, thank you for the super chat. What camera and lens you rocking for B-roll and in-car? For B-roll, I use... Let me just grab it for you. Hold on. I used to use... So, on my Panasonic, on the in-car, I used a Tokina 11-16. But since that lens just doesn't want to work on my new Canon, so I use... For a lot of B-roll, I use this guy. This is a Sigma 18-35. This is all this. So like all the B-roll of my car reviews now that you see, a lot of it is this one. And then this one is the one I just got. This is the lens that came with my R6 Mark II. It's a 24-105, so it's very versatile. I'll probably be using this one a lot because I can just zoom in and out to get that depth of field. I'm going to put this back in before I get lazy. Please hold. You're going to see my amazing bag skill. And then for in-car now, I'm going to be using this guy. So this is the lens I also use in here. So when I do my, I have my like sit down talks and everything in here, I'm now using this little itty bitty guy. It's a 16 millimeter. It's 200 something bucks for this little thing because lenses are not cheap. And there you go. It's a wide angle lens. So when I'm talking to the camera, it's right here. Oh, side note. Yeah. So if you're ever wondering, my sit down, here's a GorillaPod. Goes right here. Camera goes right here. Right there. I'm talking to it right here. Talking to a rock. Right there. That doesn't talk back, and I sound crazy. I also have a 50 millimeter prime 1.4 lens. And 1 second. That's this guy. So this is my prime lens. And then I use GoPro 360 for some of those really cool wide angle shots that you see inside the car. Typically, this guy is on the rear windshield facing. So imagine I'm driving. This is back here. It's on the rear windshield facing me. That way I can get all these cool angles. Or I'll put it on the back of the bumper like this. So when you get those exhaust clips, this is the bumper, and this is how it looks. Or it looks like this. There you go. Crash course. Give me 1 second. All right. We back. So, David, thank you so much for the super chat. So, had to come back. Street racing, St. Louis, had the cops monitor the situation, only intervene in severe cases. Then Fox 2 did a piece on the SR there, and then they ruined the whole thing. Yeah. You know what seemed to ruin a lot of the privacy of that stuff was these. Yeah, let me live stream my location. Like freaking low IQ activities, dude. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Oh, man. I did go to film school. I went to Regent University. It's at Virginia Beach. And it was the same college that's where they filmed the 700 Club. So if you know what that is, yeah, it was an interesting experience. Lots of homeschool kids, as you can imagine. And it's funny, I was viewed as like the bad kid because I skateboarded and everything else. But it was a weird time. It was a weird time when I was there, but I learned a lot. But, I learned a lot, and I wouldn't be where I am without it because by living in Virginia Beach, that's where I got my start filming that. Where you been, bro? What you mean? Been uploading all the time, and I'm live streaming right now. I'm going to let this reset. Second. Ooh, greatest skateboarder of all time? Who knows anymore? The talent is so insane anymore. You can't even really gauge it. Hey, guys, remember we talked about notifications, everything earlier? Example A. Yeah, Purple Royal, I upload 3 times a week, believe it or not. Yeah, and it's really sad because not a lot of people get it in the recommendations because if you don't get views in that first hour that the algorithm wants, it buries it. It's kind of sad. All right, anyway. No pity party there. It's just how the world works. Don't worry. I don't take offense to it. Let's see here. Letting it load. Placeholder, not really, because all my track stuff just doesn't get any tractions, pun intended. If the car is on the street or I do a sit down video here, those are the videos that are really worth making in one way because I know that a lot of people are going to at least give it a chance to watch it. When I do track stuff, there's some disconnect with my general audience that just doesn't resonate, which I get because going to track can be expensive. So I understand that. Thanks, Ryan. All right, so I think I'm going to end at 2:45, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So that is, wait for it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 5 minutes from now. So if you have any questions, I will be prioritizing, obviously, the super chats. And I will say them in extreme detail until they're all answered. So now's the time, my friends, because I think it's been really good. I think we've had a really wonderful stream. I think it's been really great. I've had a really good time. Before my voice goes out, we'll stop there. So here we go. I'm going to wait for this. There we go. G. Burris, number 1, Operation Last Resort, random SpongeBob quote sound off activated. Everyone spam the chat. I'm ready. I'm ready. That, I don't know why the way I just answered that made me think about the episode where Sandy is getting ready. It's called pre-hibernation. And she's just annihilating SpongeBob with all these challenges, and he's hiding from her. And this one, well, he makes everybody look for SpongeBob, and SpongeBob is hiding under Patrick's rock. And one dude goes, "Oh yeah, here he is," and he just like makes the dude look like SpongeBob, and he just goes, "I'm ready, I'm ready." Oh, thanks, Jesse. Appreciate that, Springfest. Bringing it back. LC 500 is the most underrated Japanese car ever created. Would you ever do the vlogs again? I would like to, but once again, time versus effort versus keeping things going, right? If I got Smurf up and running again, I would do it more often because I wouldn't feel right doing it in any other car. Weekend plans, working, man. On to the next thing, man. There's really not a lot of time off in this industry, as you can imagine. But I chose this life, and I'm lucky to have this life. So, yeah. Jose, thank you for the super chat. Midnight Club or Need for Speed? Underground 2. Need for Speed Underground 1 and Underground 2. Anything else? Midnight Club. Like, past that, Midnight Club. 100%. No, you ain't. YouTube's algorithm's probably the hardest it's ever been. I would definitely say that. I think it's the hardest it's ever been, personally, but also due to the amount of people who want to do it. Because that's the beauty of this platform, is that anybody can do it. Oh, Hot Pursuit was cool, but I like the first Hot Pursuit more. Hot Pursuit 2, back in like 2001 or so, I like that one. Most Wanted's great. Most Wanted's great, but yeah. Enjoy your movie. You too, David. Do you feel shorts do well for you? So I experimented. You guys might have noticed. I did shorts for about 2 months. And they actually, in my experience, hurt me. At least in my experience. They hurt my CPM, which is the way you make money on YouTube. Because on shorts, here's an example. Let's take, before I go, I'm going to educate you about shorts real quick. At least shorts do help a lot of people, but they seem to hurt me for the most part. Let's take my most successful short. That one was the Pimp My Ride one. Yeah, 606,000 views. It made $84 over a 4-month period. That's it. And what that did was actually lower my my value. It lowered my overall value on YouTube. So yeah, not so great for 600,000 views. Danger Dan, thanks for the super chat, man. Officers love to throw everyone in the same pot. The team I'm on, hosted a meet, and officers denied a security request and accused us of being takeover team until they dealt with it. Yeah, of course. So freaking stupid, dude. I'm really sorry you went through that, man. I know how it feels, like the story I told earlier. I get it. Completely know how it feels. Okay, we're almost at 2:45. We're going to answer super chats only at this point because we only have a few seconds. All right, Shiro, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. What are some things you wish you knew first starting out making videos on cars? Love all your videos, man. You're a big part of the reason I got into the car 4 years ago as a career. Now I'm 26 now. That is awesome. I'm glad I helped you get into the industry and I really appreciate the support, man, for all those years. So I would have, ironically, I would have done the car reviews, but then I also would have leaned into the vlogging more. Believe it or not, I think the car vlogging, I started too early. I think the world just wasn't quite there yet. I think if I just stuck with it, I would have had bigger advantage later down the road. Um, because I would do a car review and it would get good viewership, but then I'd do a vlog and it would get like 1,000 views, or it'd get maybe 300 views, but if I just stuck with it to build that personal connection more, I think I would have been better off now. I'm still doing fine, but I think I would have elevated to that next position if I stuck with the vlogging as well. In other words, quality, quantity, and have my car reviews be the prettier ones and then be more laid back on the vlogging ones. That's probably what I would have done. Okay. G. Burris. He's coming in again, man. Operation Random SpongeBob quotes failed. Operation Random unrelated questions activated. Top 5 favorite types of cheese? Okay. Man. Colby Jack, Pepper Jack, cheddar, American. What's another type of cheese? Swiss. There you go. Okay. I think we're out of ammo on the super chat. So we're at 2:46. You guys have kept me another minute. Kobe Jack is goated, bro. Like that stuff is like the perfect mix of everything. It's good. It's good. Geez, you mean the American diet? Yeah, we can't get enough of it, dude. Cannot get enough of it. But yeah, I'll answer a little bit more. I'm already addicted to answering these questions. God dang it. I love just hanging out with y'all. But yeah. I think, I might as well go to 250 at this point. Would you get a tattoo? Probably not. I'm too indecisive. I'm a blank canvas. I don't have a single tattoo. I don't like anything enough to put on the rest of my body. Respect, though. Tattoos look good in a lot of people. I am still in Georgia, yes. The AC is back up and running. Not even a TDIB tattoo? Nah. Would you consider building the Miata? Well, according to the last video I just did, the answer probably not. It didn't do well, so no. But okay. On that note, I'm going to answer one or two more, and then we'll call it, and we'll have a nice Friday night. Bryce, I am doing these more often, so don't think that I'm going to go away forever like I used to. So what I might do, here's a thought, guys. What do you think about me doing a separate video from this stream? And I basically open the video and I say, hey, listen, this is from the stream, and here's a bunch of the questions I answered. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll chop this sucker up and do like 100 question Q&A or whatever it was, and that way you guys can just go back and watch a replay and watch the highlights. Might do that. Try it, see how that goes. But I appreciate every single one of you. Really appreciate it. I had an amazing time as always. I always look forward to doing these. G-Verse! Not getting away that easy. Top 5 favorite rock bands. Oh my god, I don't have a top 5 favorite. God dang it. I grew up listening to Blink-182, Muse. I grew up listening to Van Halen with my dad. I grew up listening to AC/DC with my dad. But I don't. Oh, God dang it! I don't listen to as much rock as I used to. I listen to mostly dance music. Um. Oh no. Uh. Oh my God, this is terrible. I listened to lots of Senses Fail growing up. Oh my God. And brand new. There you go. Brand new. Rob Jordan, one last vloggity vlog. Thank you for the super chat. What's King Bear? What is the worst car review experience you've had? It was a Volkswagen, and it almost took my life. The coilover ended up popping off the top hat. The harnesses were bolted to the floorboard, and a whole bunch of really dangerous stuff. I did not like it. Did not like it. It was very scary. Okay, am I allowed to go now? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, man. Um. All right, guys. I think no. Dang it, G Burris. He got me again. He got me again. Pop artist. Define pop. Uh. Um. Man. I don't even know how to define pop anymore. See, when people say pop, I think of like the 90s, like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake and NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. My first CD was Backstreet Boys. That's true. Michael Jackson, yeah, Michael Jackson, except without the Neverland stuff. That's pretty great. I just got, excuse my language, I just got demonetized. Dang it. Anyway. Oh, man. You just heard me F-bomb first time on stream. Congratulations. You got me to curse. Let's make it to 3 hours. God dang it. The thing is, most of you guys are still here. Flippin' flapjacks. Guilty pleasure songs besides Backstreet Boys. You know what? I like the Beach Boys. My dad listened to the Beach Boys, like Good Vibrations and Don't Worry Baby. I think those are great songs, but I don't really admit that too much. Uh Toxic by Britney Spears is a bop, and you can't get me on that one. That sucker's a bop. Uh the album Goodies by Sierra is a bop. That stuff's good. Let's see here. What's the song with Timbaland and Nelly Furtado? Promiscuous Girl. That song's good. There's a lot. There's a lot of guilty pleasures. Ow! I feel like a woman. Ian Harris. He goes. Yeah, he got me. Have a good weekend, Dave. Always good to see you. Absolutely, Ian. You have a great rest of your night. Oh, SZA's album's good. If that's who you're talking about, that album's great. She's great. Disturbed. This guy's down with the thickness. Ooh, top 5 EDM producers. I think there's a difference between producers and like live DJ. Does that make sense? I would say live. It's so funny. I like got indoctrinated because I met uh someone in Europe who was like really into like industrial, fast paced techno and stuff. You know, those are like my favorite sets of all time. Like when I go to EDC, like seeing Trim and Shlomo and I Hate Models and those are like my favorite to see in person. But producer wise, that's really tough. That's really tough. There's so many. Most of my phone is dance music, so it'd be really tough. If you make a Horizon Festival, where would you go? Probably Colorado, like Grid Life did. Daft Punk's amazing. Yeah, I mean, Discovery is like Rufus is great. Beautiful music. Fortet's awesome. I saw Fred again recently. That was cool. Um, What is good non-copyrighted music for cruise video? Monstercat.com. You can sign up for a partnership with them and you can use a bunch of their music. Above and Beyond's a really happy set. Seven Lions, awesome set. Seen him multiple times. Dead Mouse is a good set. Layback Luke, Layback Luke was my second set of all time that I ever saw. Benny Benassi was my first, and there was Layback Luke right after. I love Cascade. Love Cascade. Seen Steve Aoki. Yep. Man, I've seen a lot of people. Wow. Thanks to EDC mostly. I saw Avicii before he passed away. Yep. Oh, God, that hurts my heart just to say. Dead Mouse, I've seen him 3 times. One really stuck out. One I really enjoyed. The other 2 was kind of like, I saw him. You know what I mean? But I get it. Cascade, I've never disliked one of his sets. I've always enjoyed them because they're in the feels, you know. What was the name of the song you used for your last video recorded in Virginia when you moved to GA? Oh my God. I don't even remember what that song was. I could hear it, but I don't remember. It might have been copyrighted. I think it was copyrighted. Pretty sure. I'll look that up for you now. Goodbye, Virginia. It was Monster Cat. Here, got it for you right here, buddy. There you go. Sorry. Thoughts on Hardwell, True Friends. I've seen Hardwell 3 times. 2 friends, I used to use their music because it used to be royalty free. I've seen Adventure Club. I saw them here in Atlanta at the Tabernacle, which is an amazing venue. It's an old church, so it's still got the organ and everything. It's beautiful. All right, you know what? Let's just get to 3 hours. We're already here. Let's knock it out. Might as well. Seen David Guetta once. That was my first EDC, I think. Yeah. Chucky Beats, I used to use his stuff a lot. His stuff is very good. Yeah. Grizz. I have not seen Grizz, but I've seen his Subtronics. It just made me think of Grizztronics, but I have seen Subtronics twice. I would definitely I definitely say one of the best feelings I've ever gotten is running into you guys at sets. Like going to a DJ set or at a festival. It is one of the best feelings because just seeing how excited people get, and I'm stoked to see people. People recognize me when I had, you know, those like the gaiters, like with that help you like save yourself from the sun. You put it over your nose. It's a mask. Somebody recognized me just from my voice. They go, David? I'm like, how did you know? There's no way. It's crazy, dude. But a lot of people say my voice. Seen Tiesto. Who do you think has the best car builds? Puerto Rico's up there. Carnivores, thank you so much for the super chat with only basically a minute left. Favorite car guy YouTuber that is the twin of another car guy YouTuber? What you mean? I need help on the explanation. I will absolutely answer the question. But yeah, just let me know, man. And also thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. G Burris, god dang it, G Burris, he got me. 5 favorite multi-instrumentalists that can play at least 5 instruments? Oh, I don't know. I don't know enough people. I guess Fred again is probably one of them. Anybody who does like the live sampling, is really cool. I think I think the lead singer of Foo Fighters can play a lot of instruments too. David Grohl. I think he can play a lot. Um, oh, okay. Sorry, Carnivores. I got it now. That's awesome. Dude, thanks for coming to the stream, man. I appreciate it, dude. Oh, I know your brand name. I'm an idiot. Sorry, dude. I am so sorry. I'm tired. I'm at 3 hours now, so I appreciate it. I'm going to go. Probably going to go to SEMA pretty soon. Yes, I've tried to make music. It is not difficult. Sorry, that's mean. It's very difficult. Just music production in general is difficult for me. I would love to do that. Absolutely love to do that. Whew. I'm waiting for one last chat wave. Gotta go, man. I do. I have FL Studio. I actually do have FL Studio. I've played around with it a little bit, but not like sat down and like really gotten it done. I had to go to the gym and come back. Well, good for you, bro, for going to the gym. You did the right thing. Hello from Corsa Crew. What's up, dude? Good to see you, dude. Call Justin. He needs to vent to somebody who understands. I will call him tomorrow. I'll call him tomorrow. No, I am. This is it, boys. That we did it. 3 hours and 1 minute, and I will do another stream fairly soon. I think this is a good. I think every 2 weeks or so is probably pretty good. So we made it. 3 hours. I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I will answer G Burst's last question, and this is it. This is it, bro. Favorite metal bands? Oh, top of mind. I just saw Knocked Loose live. That was wild. But no, growing up, I loved Metallica. I loved I like Trivium. Well, growing up, I haven't listened to them in a long time. I like Of Mice and Men. I liked Children of Bodom. I liked a little bit of Avenged Sevenfold. I used to listen to them. Yeah, man. Uh, give me a sec. I have to answer this in a proper way. Let's see. Yeah, I'll just go with those. Slipknot. I know it's not for everybody, but the Iowa album effing slaps, dude. If I'm in a bad mood, I will listen to that. Iowa is one of the gnarliest albums ever put out, and I'm just like, if I'm in a bad mood, I'm just like crazy, dude. And it's funny because every single time that you're gonna think it's the cheesiest thing ever. So at Off the Line Performance in Des Moines, where they're from, as soon as I land and as soon as I get my rental car, Iowa, first thing I put on. It's so cheesy, but I love it. Jay Burris, here we go again. Would you like to learn any other instruments besides the guitar? Piano. I would love to learn piano because then if you learn piano, you can pretty much make any music ever. Tar Heels have extra large heads and egos. Well, my sister ran track and cross country for Duke, so I know. Okay. Is G Burris won? I think G Burris is won. We've also lost like 50 viewers. So here we go. All right. Good night, everyone. You guys are the best. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. And I hope to see you at the next one. Appreciate you all. I'm going. I'm going. See you guys. Good night.